Drunken.
That sucks.
Lesbian.
I like that in a woman.
And every other kind of deviant.
I love paying for sex.
This moral decay weakens our resistance to the onslaught of the communist masters of deceit.
We're a bunch of scumbags.
These abnormalities are corrupting the minds and the hearts of our children.
Jackass.
And yeah, we're back. Where have you been? It's depressing and horrendous. It's awful. A bunch of idiots.
Perversion for profit.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
The Opie and Anthony program.
El virus.
The Opie and Anthony.
God, that irritates me.
It's just like somebody took a bat to my brain.
We're the only radio show that makes you want to hate us.
Opie.
I want my coffee.
Anthony.
I want that fact.
Jim Norton.
I want Ozzy.
We are going to dumb this thing down to the point that we're going to be #1 with Down syndrome children.
Hysterical.
Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
It's Friday! Friday! It's Friday!
Let's do it!
Okay, terrific.
Chester! Here, boy! Come on, Chester! Chester! Here, boy! Come on, Chester! Chester! Come on, Chester! Chester! Here, boy! Come on, Chester! Where's Chester?
You're just a tool.
Get on your hands and knees like a dog. That's it! Crawl around like a dog.
You're a kid toucher!
You will keep your hands off of my mule.
You're a filthy whore!
Is that supposed to be sexy?
Mom, please stop calling. Mom, I'm not the Lord. I have to do this now.
And that's how it begins today. What the hell?
It's impossible.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony program. The One virus spreading across America thanks to XM Satellite Radio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Good morning.
It's Friday.
Oh, I say thank God it's Friday.
Sure, why not?
TGIF.
I don't wanna.
I wanna bang.
Everybody's shut
Working
up.
for... No, it's just Friday.
Time for your 5 o'clock traffic jam. Or how about the 5 o'clock funnies?
5 o'clock funnies. Oh, the hack voice.
Don't forget, we're going to do another block party weekend on this fine radio station.
Jock's got to sound so psyched that it's Friday. Doesn't matter to them.
They don't give a
They're
fuck.
not working for the week anyway.
They never worked a day in their lives.
Not real work.
We actually
Stop it.
work? Are you kidding me?
Oh, thank God it's for... Oh, boy, my boss is getting on my ass. What a hump.
Right.
Oh, this job. Oh, boy.
Right.
I'm just working for the weekend. Come in there and spin records for 4 hours. Ooh, whew, exhausted.
I'm talking about us. I just wake up every day hoping that no one discovers that we do nothing.
No one's on to this 10-year scam we've been running. This 10-year ruse.
It's funny, when you first start in radio, they do tell you, don't ever mention that it's a job.
I remember Dave Dickless telling us that in a meeting once, a big meeting.
Yeah.
He goes, you know, I've listened to you guys, and this is our old program director up in Boston. I listen to you guys talking, and you say, when I came into work today, or on my way into work, when I left work today. The listeners don't want to hear that you're working. They listen to you enjoying yourself and having fun. It's like, can I tell them about this fucking meeting? Because this is a real chore.
Right.
This is work. See what you're doing right now? This makes me, it reminds me this is my job. Because my boss is now lecturing me.
I just want you to consider me the third member of the Opie and Anthony
The
program.
third member of the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, it's just like having Jim Norton.
Yeah.
Jesus. Don't worry, Dave. We'll figure it out. Fast forward a few years, and we got our third member.
He stinks
And it
I
wasn't
don't like
you,
him.
Dave.
He actually sat down our program director because Ant and I were so out of control. He felt like he'd corral us.
Yeah.
He's like, just consider me the third member of the Opie and Anthony program.
The Opie and Anthony show. That's right.
If you have any ideas, you throw them by me.
Yeah. Stop it.
Slow down. Anyway.
I loved that guy.
I guess we got to start by thanking everyone that showed up at the appearance yesterday at the RCS experience, I guess it's called.
Yeah, what a cool store, man. And, we've done appearances at some real shitholes and then come on the next day and said, wow, that was a cool place.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really a good place. That's like, you want electronics? The place is loaded. 2 floors of really cool stuff. Digital cameras. I saw a little laptop. I swear I was ready to just buy it. If I had like another 10 minutes in the store, I was definitely going to buy it.
It was so tiny.
The thing is like a little. How big would you say it is?
I don't even know. Like
you put two DVD cases together.
Yeah, that's about right. I was going to say like a little more than 2 CD cases. So
yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
and then it has a little docking station that's really small also that has a disk drive on it, so you can load up your software on it, and then you pop the thing out. And it runs on Windows, You open up a browser, and it's not like one of those browsers on a Trio or your phone or something. It's a real browser that you can go to any website with. Very cool. I'm definitely. I was looking at it going, yeah, I need a 6th computer. That's what I need. Anthony needs 6 computers.
How many computers do you have?
I got 5.
Seriously, I thought you might be
exaggerating. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I got 5 computers.
Are you counting the one in the office that's officially yours?
I got 6 computers. I wasn't even thinking of that.
You don't have 6 computers,
Yes,
do you?
I do.
I know you have 2 set up at home, right?
No, I got 3 at home. 2 are set up. 1 isn't.
Right. That's what I mean. You have 2 set up that you could use at any given moment.
Desktops.
Right.
And then I got 2 laptops.
Right.
In the bedroom. And then, 1 that's home that isn't set up. And then 1 here at work. Yeah. Okay. I have 6 computers.
Well, that guy
I
Bob.
need 7.
That guy Bob wanted to give you a virus computer.
Bob was what a lunatic. Yeah, I said
it's guys like Bob that ruin it for everybody.
They
else.
just ruin everything. Bob is the reason Club Soda Kenny ushers you on if you say more than 5 words to us. Because you might be Bob.
We don't mind people talking to us. But
I know, but
Bob did not want to leave.
That's what I mean.
Bob needed to give you a virus computer, he said.
Yeah, because we had talked on the air about the AIDS computer. I need a computer.
There's Bob.
There's a picture of Bob up on Foundry.
Yeah, we got pictures from our appearance on OpieandAnthony.com.
Standing with the biggest celebrity that was there yesterday.
Pat from Moonachie.
Pat from Moonachie. It wasn't the Opie and Anthony show. It was Pat from Moonachie.
Who was just waiting in line to get an autograph. I'm like, Pat, weren't you just in the studio a couple days ago? What are you doing?
I know. Well, I got this. He's taking pictures with people, signing autographs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bob comes up and says he wants to give me, and I couldn't understand him at first. He said he wants to give me an AIDS computer, and I thought he said he wanted to give me AIDS. And he walks up to me and goes to shake my hand,
right.
And I just pulled away and went, ah! Like I was disgusted. He goes, oh, you want to shake my hand? I go, I don't shake any hands. Get away from me. And then he's just rambling on because I need a computer that isn't hooked up to the network, and I'm not afraid of it getting a virus. I called the AIDS computer, so I could download things from Kazaa and not worry about infecting my other computers. So he wanted to give me one because he drives around and looks for junk computers that are left out on the curb.
This is what this guy does.
Yeah, and picks them up. And then, trades pieces until he gets one to work.
Yeah, but he also was talking about how he likes to go into these people's computers.
Exactly.
To see what they have in there.
He's seen he gets passwords, bank account numbers, all kinds of things that people leave on their computers. And, he said he wants to send movies. He's got, like, shit videos and all kinds of fun stuff. So, he wouldn't shut up. He kept yapping and yapping. And Club Soda Kenny starts going, okay, move along, you're done, sir. And he would move kind of to the side so other people can come in front, but he was still talking. So and then I'm trying to talk to other people because other people are coming up and they have things to say. But Bob is occupying all my time. And I'm just going, yeah, yeah, cool. And then I'm talking to somebody else walks up and goes, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, hey, good. And Bob is still yapping in my ear.
And the best part, we're all a bunch of scumbags because we finally get Bob out of your hair.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's like now, he's away from the scene.
Across the store.
And, of course, now we're all taking turns going, Bob, Anthony has one more thing to ask you. And he comes walking right back. Yeah. And it took a good 10 minutes to get him out of the area.
Yeah. Bob.
Bob.
So he came back.
Yeah. But it was exciting. I want to thank everyone that stopped by and said hi. It's really cool. This thing is starting to grow again. This thing is starting to take on a life of its own. We're all feeling it around here, and it's,
you could tell.
It's really, really cool. Because we thought we would never do radio again. There was a point Anthony and I thought we were completely finished. And it's just cool to see this thing just growing like a virus, slowly but surely, every day.
Thought we were done in the business.
Done in the business.
Little kid. That was a cute little kid.
Well, Anthony has a picture up on FoundryMusic.com of him choking a little kid.
I was tussling the bit. No. Look, I'm choking him in that picture. Let me see that. I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen...
Oh, I got to go to Foundry and check it out.
Yeah.
I was choking him as a joke.
Well, this guy, he put
funny.
his little lad up on the table, and Anthony thought it'd be cute to choke him in front of everybody.
Choke him out.
While the kid's drinking out of his baba.
Yeah, let me tell you something. First, the guy comes up and says, Anthony, I want you to hold my kid while I take a picture. And I go, I don't hold children. This ain't going to happen, Pally. I don't hold kids. So he goes, all right, what if I put...
God, you just make it sound like it's a great thing to go out there and go to one of our appearances. I don't shake hands. I
know.
And you're like...
I shook hands. I didn't shake Bob's hand because he said he wanted to give me AIDS. But no, I didn't. I don't hold kids, so I said I don't hold babies.
I don't hold kids. I don't shake hands.
And that's more of a, I don't want to be sued if I, drop the kid, kick him, fondle him. So he decided to take the kid out of the little stroller. How old would you say that kid is?
He's a little over a year, maybe.
Yeah, he's like a little over a year old. And put him up on the desk we were using to sign stuff, and he sits him up there. So he's a cute little kid, so I tussled his hair, and they took a picture of me tussling his hair. And then I thought it would be funny to put my hands around his neck and choke him. And then he took some pictures of that, and it backfired on me, because after I did it, my hand was covered in kid slime because he was drinking out of his little sippy cup, and he was drooling. So all down his chin and neck where I was choking him, he had drool, and it was all over my hands. Like baby drool on my hands. I was freaking out, but I couldn't leave.
I was going to say, that could be your worst nightmare right
Dude,
there.
If it was snot, I'd have left. You would have been on your own.
I understand that.
I didn't look or nothing.
Oh,
God
very good.
Damn, that's funny. I got to punch it. Here it is. I am choking the kid. That's a great picture. Maybe I should run for public office.
There you have it. Well, you know what? It was a lot of fun. Want to thank everyone once again for coming out. And
you're just looking at me laughing.
Oh, I'm laughing hysterically because I know that this will be up on a website and people are going to be horrified when they see it.
Awesome.
Know what we're going to do, too, because Charlie and the gang over there, they're really cool. They have, like, this second-floor studio that overlooks Madison Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to broadcast from there, I think.
Nice.
Do a day or two from there.
That'd be cool.
They're going to work out the details, and we'll do it kind of like MTV style, where you're
like TRL.
Like a little TRL.
Yeah, we'll get chicks out there with signs.
I was going to say TRL without the hotness. And without the hip factor.
With no hotness.
With no hotness whatsoever. So, all right. Moving on, Anthony.
Moving on.
I want to congratulate the pests of this fine program. You made the paper again.
Pests are making news like Tom Cruise. You're in the paper all the time now, the pests.
Well, Tom Cruise is now officially engaged. Tom Cruise is officially engaged.
Beard.
Homo.
Beard.
Fake.
Likes to suck other men's cocks. What, too much?
I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, I think he just wants kids. I think that's what it is.
I think
he wants kids of his own.
I think
he's got kids, but they're all,
Mark my word, Katie Holmes will be pregnant by the end of the summer.
Foul that body.
I'm not even saying the end of the year, end of the summer.
What if she is already pregnant, and they've done this quick, rapid-fire, love fest engagement to, cover it up? make it seem like they went through all the motions the way they were supposed to.
Derek had a good line. He's like, can you imagine, Tom Cruise with a turkey baster trying to get her pregnant?
Some up there because he's repulsed by her delicious, beautiful vagina.
Hey, we're just saying. We have no idea.
Tom Cruise with a turkey baster.
We don't want to be like Imus and have to apologize to the Tom Cruise camp, so we really have no idea what Tom's about, but it's our feeling that there could be something going on there.
Something going on. He's got her hypnotized with that Scientology.
Yeah, well, what they met only 6 weeks ago, something like that?
It was a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago, and now they're already engaged?
He proposed to her, Opie, how romantic, on the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
How original.
Suck it!
How original.
How original, right?
Why don't you just go to a baseball game, you ass?
I say you be real romantic. Buy the ring at a jewelry store in Penn Station. Drive your Volkswagen Bug with no heat up to Boston, Massachusetts in the freezing cold.
Yeah, he's just like you.
Get drunk.
He's just like you. Get drunk because you know it's a bad idea, but your life stinks so bad that you realize this is as good as it gets.
Change is change. Might as well. Maybe something will come of it. You got to roll the dice sometimes.
Maybe a miracle will occur.
Yeah.
But there you have it. Tom Cruise, the big news today. Engaged to that hot piece of ass, Katie Holmes.
Yeah, he's going to wreck her.
All right. So, yeah, the pests of this fine program made the paper again. And this is what we call, that's why we love the term spread the virus, because it's just these things that happen that are getting the name out there slowly but surely, and more people are finding out about the show, and then they're telling their friends, and they're spreading it to this person and that person.
And these are viral symptoms that pop up. Things like these news stories, the attack on the media, all the little peripheral things from the show, the symptoms of the virus, which I love.
How about this? There was a guy, he hung up, or the phones are going wacky. I'm not sure what's going on yet. It's okay? Okay. A guy said, I just want to let you guys know, was a huge fan of yours. He lives in Jersey, so it's not like a old fan that, ended up living in the middle of nowhere. Still lives in Jersey. Found out that we're back on the air only 2 days ago.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. He's had XM.
No, that's another guy I was going to get to.
Oh, that guy.
This is just a guy that just called that I couldn't get to in time.
Dude, how about the guy we met? Big fan of the show.
Yesterday.
Listened to us at NEW. Loved the show, and then we went away. He wound up getting XM. He's had XM for a year. And he just stumbled upon us 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
And he was a hardcore fan.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah, he would have subscribed to us, anything. And he didn't know. He just didn't know.
So if the marketing department down there in Washington think they have done their jobs, no, not even close. You still have a lot of work ahead of you.
Are we being promoted on other channels?
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah?
Here and there.
I'm not bitching about it because I don't know. I'm not sure.
Here and there.
But I haven't heard us. The thing is, the most listened to channels are the ones I listen to. I listen to the ridiculous 80s. I listen to Top Tracks, Ethel, things like that, and I listen to them a lot.
What about the Comedy Channel? That's a perfect tie-in for this program, and we're barely mentioned on there. There's so much more that
I never
XM
heard us
can
promote
do.
on any of those channels, though. I haven't heard us on unless one of the jocks decides to mention us, which is cool, on the 80s channel. What's her name? God, we got to figure out what her name is. Is it Heidi?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really cool.
On the 80s channel?
Yeah, I've heard her mention the show.
The dude's on Squiz like us.
Yeah.
Comedy Channel, I don't know.
But like the most listened to channels ought to have promos for our show. They don't have to be filthy dirty. It's just, to get people that know who we are and enjoy the show but just don't know we're here. Stuff like that. Fox News Channel. How about you during a break, you pop us in there. Just Opie and Anthony, Channel 202. People go, oh, Opie and Anthony?
Right.
I remember those guys.
All right, well, here's the latest article on the Opie and Anthony show, Anthony. Once again, in the New York Daily News, in Tube Talk.
Right.
So the people that are just finding us within the last week or two, just to help you along here, this guy Richard Huff did a huge article on us. I believe, last Friday, was it?
Yeah, we love Richard Huff.
I got to tell you, I love this guy. We had him on the air. We had a lot of fun with him. And you know what? This article proves that this guy has a huge sense of humor.
Very funny.
He just makes fun of himself throughout the whole damn thing.
You know what was really interesting? Listening to the replay when we had him on the air the first time. We bashed him at the beginning of the show. Then we had him on the phone and found out what he was all about. He's funny, and we like him. Then you go home and listen to the replay again, and it was making me cringe how badly we were bashing the shit out of him in the morning. And it had to play all day long, even after we had spoken.
Oh, you mean before we got him on the air?
Before we got him on the air.
Yeah.
So after we got to know him and stuff, then it goes back to the replay of the morning of us just,
right,
on him dick breath. It's really bad.
Right.
Well, this asshole.
Well, that's what
Richard Huff, you asshole. We're just being all nasty.
But that's how easy it is to turn us around, too. Of
course.
We hate you in the morning. By the end of the show, we love you.
Saps.
Right.
2 hours later, we're kissing his ass.
So, just to go back, I guess, a week, he did a whole article on the pests that do the assaults on the media.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And he had a couple examples, and he said how it's very disruptive and blah, 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 blah. Did his editorial. And then we got him on the air, talked to him and stuff, and our pests, you can't even call them listeners anymore.
No, they are just pests.
Our pests. They wrote this guy, emailed him like crazy.
Yeah, I guess he got a couple of emails. These pests. They certainly know how to respond.
So Richard Huff decided, well, this is too good, so he decided to write another whole-page article on us. The complete tube talk, which is just a huge section of the Daily News, and it's just going to really help spread the virus of this show.
It's a full page.
It's like a full-page ad.
Yeah.
Once again, it has our names, it has XM Satellite Radio.
Huge picture.
Huge pictures. So there you have it. I want to read this whole thing because it's great. Is this article online for everyone else around the country?
Yes.
All right, you can go to opieandanthony.com and foundrymusic.com to see it for yourself. But very, very funny. The headline, O&A fans send pest regards.
Pest regards. Very funny.
So he's even using the word pest and pests. I got to tell you, I was talking to my brother the other day.
Yeah.
My brother Darren. He's coming up with an official pest T-shirt. With the new Opie and Anthony logo on the front.
Yeah.
And you know how you see like shirts that just say staff on the back?
Uh-huh.
This one's just going to say pest.
Pest.
So Opie and Anthony logo on the front, pest on the back, and then he's working on this cartoon character of a mosquito that's just really just annoying.
A nasty mosquito.
Just a nasty mosquito.
Because that's what the pests are like.
Yeah,
like your ear at night in the summer, and you're trying to go to sleep. They just never go away.
It sounds like it's going to be, a good T-shirt. So he's working on it. He'll unveil the design soon, and then you could get your official Opie and Anthony Pest T-shirt.
Yeah, hawking our wares.
Why not? All right, so it's the Daily News. O&A fans send pest regards. It's our good pal Richard Huff, and hopefully he'll come on the show once again today.
Sure.
I like this guy. Memo to self. It starts out, Anthony. Don't pick on Opie and Anthony listeners. Bravo that you're learning that lesson early on, because others have not learned that lesson yet.
No.
No surprise last week after I slammed the O&A fans who disrupted newscasts by holding up signs behind correspondents, the emails started coming in. Okay, so I called some of them psychopaths, idiots, and jerks. But after talking to Opie and Anthony on their XM radio show, I learned that they actually have a name for their fans. Pests.
That's right.
Don't you realize when you write about this shit, it's just going to get worse, wrote one pest who did not give a name? You can't be that fucking stupid to think your article is worth the paper it's printed on. Actually, and this is Richard Huff now talking again, actually, I believe the column is worth the full 50 cents cover price of the Daily News. Not a penny more, not a penny less. And then it goes back to some of the, the pest comments. Maybe if you stopped talking about it and others did the same, they would see that their efforts are a waste of time, wrote Kurt Briscar. Well, I guess that's not a pest. That's someone that just flat out hates us.
I would say anyone that's giving their name is not a pest.
Right.
Pests are nameless.
Yeah, pests don't need to get their names out
nameless
in general.
Pests.
Then Richard says again here, true, but then I'd have nothing to write about. let's see. I normally agree with you, but not today, my good friend, wrote Dan Andrews. The Opie and Anthony fans have every right to turn the table on the media. It's the media that exploits crimes and people into profit. If someone can beat the media at their own game, then God bless them. Mr. Huff, your articles always make me think. Gary Rushnick wrote, who is really being hurt by this? Yeah, it's annoying for reporters, but when is a reporter not annoying? When they are chasing average Joes down for interviews when something happens? When they are outside the house of a newsworthy person demanding interviews? The difference is that average Joes don't have to speak to the media, while a correspondent has no recourse when a pest stands behind him shouting and holding signs, Richard Huff says.
Yep.
In fairness to O&A, instructions for the Assault on the Media campaign say don't jump in front of the correspondent, don't swear, and don't pick fights. Just be a pest because so many of you are so good at just that. It's written on their website.
Mm-hmm.
I am 100% in your corner on the O&A thing, wrote Mitch Beck, who said he was on the radio for 25 years, Anthony.
25-year veteran of the business.
Mitch Beck. Someone look up what Mitch Beck did in his radio career. I have no idea who this guy is. And Ant and I pretty much know all the players.
Yeah.
I'm 100% in your corner on the O&A thing, wrote Mitch Beck, who said he was on the radio for 25 years. If I were a program director, I would fire someone just for suggesting this kind of crap. Hence the reason, Mitch, that you never did anything of value in this business. Mm-hmm. It's not funny, it's not interesting, and it's extremely rude, and has no other point than to be rude and to promote O&A. Yeah, we admitted that.
Yeah.
We admitted that exact point.
That's
Mitch.
It. No news there.
That was my point, too, but Beck and I were with the minority on this issue, at least among those who wrote, Richard Huff says. You didn't even allow me time to get mad at you this morning, wrote Chris Orlando, as by the time I finished your article on O&A, you were already on the air with the boys explaining yourself, and I was right there laughing along. And then there were the pure attacks, many of whom did not respond to requests for their names. And Richard Huff has a few of these listed.
Yeah.
Ready? You're an ass, wrote one. You, sir, are a balding tool, wrote another.
Who wrote that one?
You, sir, are a balding tool, wrote another. And then another guy writes, shut up, write about something important, wrote Anthony Scarpelli, who said he pulled one of the O&A stunts in Boston.
Oh.
Wow, just wow, wrote a female pest who did not respond to a request for her full name. You can see Richard. He's just getting abused, writing them back, trying to get their names and
trying
stuff.
to get their names. I want to use your name in an article. Please respond.
And they respond by going, oh, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Because a lot of them probably, their return email address is you're a balding tool at yahoo.com.
Wow, just wow, wrote a female pest who did not respond to a request for her full name. I've seen 12-year-olds compose a better article. It's choppy and flows as well as Crisco through an artery. You should consider looking into a new career. For the record, this is not the first time I've been told to find a new career. Some of my colleagues suggest that often. Also, Connie Chung yelled the same thing at me in 1995 when she was extremely unhappy with something I wrote.
Really?
Yeah, and then
I want to ask him about his little battle with Connie Chung.
Yeah, we're going to try to get him back on the air, hopefully later on this morning. I didn't take the advice then. I'm not taking it now. You can email rhuff@nydailynews.com.
Give him props. We like the guy. Definitely. Huh. Is that the guy?
Yeah, this is Mitch Beck.
Mitch Beck. 20 years in front of an audience as both a radio personality and as a stand-up comedian.
God, he failed at two professions.
Mitch has also been very successful over his 10-plus years of experience as an executive recruiter. Well, nothing says funny like executive recruiter. Countless times as a performer, Mitch has successfully interviewed.
What the hell's an executive recruiter?
That's somebody that gets people the right person for the right job.
He's a headhunter?
Right, yeah.
Oy.
Successfully been interviewed, and has auditioned for individuals and to small and large groups.
The hell does that mean?
I have no idea. He has first-hand knowledge of what does and does not work, and more importantly, he's sympathetic to understanding how stressful those situations can be. This is bullshit. This is fill up the space with words bullshit.
This obviously is a friend of Richard Huff. Out of all the radio guys that he could have contacted for a comment on this whole thing, he finds this 0.
Mitch Beck? Mitch Beck had a problem. What was Mitch Beck's quote?
Mitch Beck said, "I'm 100% in your corner on the Own A thing," wrote Mitch Beck, who said he was on the radio for 25 years. "If I were a program director, I would fire someone just for suggesting this kind of crap. It's not funny, it's not interesting, and it's extremely rude and has no other point than to be rude and to promote O&A."
Mitch doesn't understand being in radio for that many years and being a stand-up comedian, the value in getting your name and exposure like this. He doesn't see that. And he's, has all this first-hand knowledge of what does and does not work.
Read on. It means this is nonsense.
Mitch has learned how to overcome them, stressful situations, I guess, and will share his insight and experiences with you so that you can overcome the challenges that face you in this tight job market. Over the past 5 years, Mitch Beck and his staff at Crossroads Consulting, there you go, have seen thousands of resumes and hundreds of people coming through its doors. And we have learned that resumes draw the attention of hiring managers and those that do not. We have seen the various ways that people approach interviews and blah, blah.
This guy prepares you for an interview.
Yeah, he prepares you
Holy shit.
for a job interview.
That's just as rewarding as being successful in radio or stand-up comedy.
And you live at 365 Ben Bailey Boulevard? Love that bit.
Ben Bailey's coming in today.
If you think this process is difficult to you, it doesn't have to be anymore. We will help. Don't let past difficulties hinder your future. Call Mitch Beck at 203. I won't do that.
459.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go to line.
I'm sure it's easy to find.
I think I'm going to go to line 2, and then I'm going to go to line 8. And then
I think a little vindication is needed on the part of for XM executives and the Fox News things. And
oh, okay, yeah, we'll get it.
That'll be.
Gary in Indianapolis, what's up?
Hey guys, just want to let you know I got the virus.
Oh, cool, man.
But I was letting you know that whenever I activated my Rody 2, you were on Premium Channel, and the people that are doing the activation, they compare you guys to Stern, and I refuse to pay because I don't want to listen to that shit. And
yeah, that's just a bunch of dummies that don't really know how to define the program. It's so easy just to call us shock jocks or compare us to Howard Stern. That's just stupid.
It's hard
It's stupid marketing.
To defend them a little bit, it is hard to describe this mess, isn't it?
But just to simply
what would you say?
Just to simply say it's like Howard Stern or it's shock jocks. That shit drives me nuts. No. That's people that are lazy, not doing their homework, and really trying to figure out what the show is about that is unique and different from other radio shows.
That's right, and I've started spreading the virus here in Indianapolis, and we're taking over. We're going to wind up taking over the other two guys here locally.
Bob and Tom.
Yeah.
Bob and Tom have done nothing with their careers.
I couldn't have told you it was them that were up there.
Well, I told you. I know all the players in this business.
No
Bob and Tom are guys that do very well in very small markets. They never made it in the big leagues.
No, you're right. They've got it in all.
They're the kings of minor league radio.
Great.
They're not even AAA ball. They're like the kings of AA ball. Congratulations to you.
Well, the kings of commercials.
I don't know. I mean, I've never really heard Bob and Tom. I think I heard them once when I was driving somewhere in the middle of California.
Speaking of commercial radio, quickly, driving home yesterday, there was a lot of traffic because we left kind of late. So I'm in the Midtown Tunnel for quite an extended period of time with the traffic. So my XM wasn't coming in the tunnel. They got to get repeaters in those tunnels. I mean, you pick them. It's a major city, New York. Figure out putting a repeater in the goddamn tunnel. But so I switch over to regular radio, and I put on Jack, the CBS FM thing
that everyone's talking about
here in New York. Talking about Jack.
Yeah.
Dude, the longest commercial break where I finally, and I'm stuck in rush hour New York City tunnel traffic. Finally, I don't know how long it was, but it was quite some time later. I pop out the other end, never heard one song. I did not hear one song. I was able to then go right back to XM, and that was my Jack experience yesterday. Yeah, I was jacking yesterday in the tunnel. That was it. Commercial break the entire time I'm stuck in the tunnel.
Yeah. Well,
How is regular radio even thinking they're going to just skip along, not acknowledging satellite radio, when they're just pounding you with these commercial breaks that go on and on? A brand new station with a brand new format, wouldn't you at least for some time go, not even commercial free, but with really limited commercial breaks? No, nothing. They were stacked up where I didn't hear one song.
So if I was into the Jack format, I would find out their playlist,
Yeah.
get all those songs on my iPod, right?
Yeah.
And then, if you want to go that way, if you don't have the satellite radio, and then, listen to your iPod in your car.
There you go.
And then you don't have to deal with the commercials.
Believe me, they're not rotating that many songs around on the Jack format. You could load them all up in an iPod.
Why would you listen
right?
to the station? Because
Yeah.
the jocks are going to say something witty? I hear they're
they have
pretty
no
much
jocks.
jockless.
They are jockless.
So they're jockless with no commercial, with too many commercials. So just get the music they play, throw it on your iPod, and just listen to your iPod in your car.
It's
There
an
you go. You
iPod with commercials.
Right. Exactly.
That's what Jack is. Great.
How stupid is that? Let's go to John in Jersey. John, what's up?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey.
Underneath my WOW sticker, I had a friend of mine make a magnetic bumper sign. Like it's the same size as like a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Right. And it says, tune into 88.1 FM to listen to Opie and Anthony. Stay close. Enjoy. Since I've had it on like 3 weeks, I've had people pull into my driveway saying that they didn't know you were on. People pull over into parking lots with me, tell me that they never knew you were on. I'm a little nervous. Sorry.
That's okay.
But
That's pretty cool because his the little transmitter
Yeah.
that transmits from your XM unit to your own radio, it does have like a broadcast radius that goes out a little bit. So if you tune your car radio as you're next to this guy to the proper station, you're going to hear his XM radio on your radio. So
Right.
he's advertising it like that. That's pretty cool, man. Thanks.
Yeah, you know how I found that out? Can I tell you real quick? You guys were on vacation, and I pulled up to a Dunkin' Donuts, and I was literally like 3 feet from the window. There were two women in there, like tennis outfits.
Yeah.
And I see that one of them put her hands over her mouth. Another one is like just put cupping her cheeks. I go walking in, and I can see this little 4-foot like Hindu lady trying to jump up at the radio.
Yeah.
It was Bob Kelly describing how he was fucking a sink coming over. That's how I knew that it was transmitting elsewhere.
That's great.
So, all right, guys, I'm punching out.
Holy jeez, that is funny.
I love hearing the stories of how the old listeners, found out that we were back. They're always, fun stories to listen to. Really fun. Let's go to Albert in Texas. Albert.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing, man?
Pretty good.
Well, I wanted to let you know a couple of things. One, I don't know if they're ripping you off now, but somebody in California does Flash Fridays. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Tom
Lycus.
Lickass.
And Lycus knows he got the bit from us. I can tell you the day he decided to do that bit. It was when we were all broadcasting.
Tell him, Eric.
It was when we were all broadcasting live from Turks and Caicos, and we were doing it down there. And then all of a sudden, literally a couple weeks later, he was doing it on his show when he went back to L.A. He knows.
Remember the Turks and Caicos? There was a bunch of stations, and we were all hanging out just about on the beach under this big broadcast tent.
It was the Sam Adams broadcast.
Yeah, Sam
Went down
Adams.
there with Sam Adams.
So we're all drinking Sam and hanging out, and there were other jocks there that were pretty cool that we were laughing with and stuff and doing their show, and they would come on our show and we'd goof off. Tom Leykis was the only jock out of all the jocks that were there that stayed in his room. He had wires running from the broadcast tent, and believe me, to broadcast from Turks and Caicos, they flew NASA in to get uplink satellite dishes there and everything. So it was a big pain in the ass to get this broadcast tent hooked up and ready for all these people to broadcast from. Tom Leykis made them run extra cables away from the broadcast tent into his room. So you saw these cables running across the beach and grass by the hotel.
Under the palm trees.
Under the door,
right,
into his hotel room.
Right by girls in tiny little bikinis with their little drinks.
And he would
Actually,
broadcast
topless
from
girls
there.
because there's Turks and Caicos.
He would broadcast from inside his room. You're in paradise.
With the shades down. It's like, why are you even broadcasting
Why
from
show
here?
up? Why
show
up there?
You might as well have stayed home, you ass.
Yeah, because you know why? He really didn't have any way of conveying to his listeners the beach and the fun and that. He's a one-trick pony. He doesn't have that, so he might as well just be in a box somewhere doing what he does.
And WOW took over that whole Club Med.
Yeah.
When we were
People
broadcasting, we
loved
had the stickers everywhere, the signs, and next thing you know, he goes back to L.A., and a week or two later, he starts his own version.
Flash Friday.
He knows.
Tom Leykis.
He knows. Kurt in Cleveland. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
You know what, dude? Richard Huff. You know, I sent that guy a lengthy email, pretty much slamming him in support of you.
Yeah.
And he's so hurting for news that he has to pull one little thing I wrote out of that article and slap it in his article today, making it sound like I'm in support of him.
What did you say?
Which one was
You know,
yours?
I wrote, maybe if you stop talking about it, the others did the same. They would
Oh, that Kurt. Oh, you're that Kurt. You're famous.
that Kurt? Wow.
You're famous.
Dude.
Kurt Briscar.
Yeah, but
Here's your quote. Maybe if you stop talking about it and others did the same, they would see that their efforts are a waste of time.
And it sounds to me now, reading that, like you are against the show and you think no one should talk about it, so...
Right, and that's what's driving me nuts. It's like, you know, he gets all this hate mail, and he gets all these people hating him, and obviously he had nothing really in support of him. So he had to go through all the hate mail he got and find one little blurb out of there that was really meant to make him look like an asshole, saying, dude, if you have to find news that bad that you have to go and report on something like this, all you're really doing is giving Opie and Anthony what they want.
Hey, Kurt, welcome to our nightmare, okay? Welcome to our world where you say something to the press and it completely gets twisted around into something else. Isn't it fun?
It's worse than a marriage.
Well, listen, this is a perfect example today. You know, we get this huge feature in the Daily News once again, and Anthony and I very happy today. Trust me, very happy.
We love the news.
This completely helps the whole spread the virus thing. But Richard Huff and the article, very entertaining, very funny in general.
It is funny.
But it's kind of sad because Richard Huff was on this program. We had a lot of fun. We had some intelligent conversation about the
Talked
whole
about
thing
TV
as well.
shows, what he does, you know, talking about TV shows. And we discussed some of the new shows that are out, things like that.
And discussed our point of view as far as this whole assault on the media goes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even mention any of that, unfortunately.
No.
You know?
You know what's even worse is that, like you guys said, I finally get my name in the paper, but if I show it to anybody I know, they're going to say, dude, you're a dick. You don't like O&A?
Yeah, I know.
See? Isn't it fun? You love the press, don't you?
Yeah, well, hey, man, keep it up. You guys rock.
You know how many times I had to explain, well, that's not really how it went down
I know.
at
How many
St. Pat's
times,
Cathedral.
How many times did I have to go?
A million times.
I didn't say it like that. It wasn't that.
That's not really how it went down. You know, this is how it really went down, but the press didn't bother, you know, doing their fact-checking.
Dude, nothing beats my Time Magazine quote.
Yeah.
I was, me and Opie in Time Magazine. Time friggin' Magazine. After
Finally,
the
a
Hustler,
magazine we could bring home to our parents.
I was when I heard we were doing an interview in Time Magazine, and the writer comes over and does the interview with us, and I was so psyched. I'm telling my family we're going to be in Time Magazine. It's different, you know, than being in Hustler and other porno magazines or, you know, little publication
Big
here
Bud
or there.
magazine. I mean,
yeah. It's a little different. Even things like Maxim and stuff, it's very cool to be in. But when you're in Time, you know, that's something your parents can understand.
FHM magazine, actually.
Yeah, FHM. But when you're in Time, that's something your parents understand. Oh, Time Magazine, you know? The president's on the cover. Of course, it's Time. I was very excited about it. And we did a lengthy interview with the guy.
The guy's a douche.
The guy is, he's always on those VH1 shows, too.
Right.
On those VH1 80s countdown shows and stuff.
Another guy that had an agenda.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
That's the article right there?
No, we were in Time Magazine again after we got fired.
Oh, right, after we got fired.
Headline, Opie, we hardly knew ye. Like, this guy just did not like Anthony.
No.
Notice he leaves your name out of the headline. Opie, we hardly knew ye. He knows it's the Opie and Anthony show.
Tool.
But for some reason, he was, remember, we asked him why you weren't quoted more in the article. He goes, because Anthony just didn't say anything funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
Anthony's not a funny guy.
Or
even
interesting.
Yeah, the guy obviously was a tool and had some kind of agenda. Joel Stein, that's right.
Joel Stein, yeah.
Anyway.
Stupid Joel Stein.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, I'm very excited about that. Well, the article comes out, and I have one quote in it. And we were talking about our history, how we hooked up, doing the show, what it's like doing. I mean, everything, every aspect of the show was discussed with this guy. Then at one point during the interview, he noticed there was a Mary-Kate and Ashley poster up on the wall.
Right.
And he goes, what's that all about? I go, oh, the Olsen twins. We have the countdown going for when they turn 18. And I pointed to the poster and said something like, Ashley's the goer, and Mary-Kate's the prude, and Ashley's the goer.
Chris.
the Priss.
I
That
think
was it.
something like that. Yeah.
I don't remember the exact quote.
Right.
And that's what he quoted. That's what he quoted.
That was the only quote you got.
That was the only quote I got.
Time magazine
That
article.
Mary-Kate is a Priss and Ashley's the goer. So now my family's like, oh, Time magazine. Oh, let's read. Oh, good.
And we said some great things. You know, the one thing, we're fortunate enough to do a lot of interviews with magazines and stuff. We usually know the publication very well.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like Penthouse, we understand what kind of article they're looking for.
Yeah.
Or Hustler, the Hustler article that came out recently.
Right.
We understand what they're going for. Time magazine, we're thinking, well, we better go a little more highbrow on this one.
Yeah.
So we did.
Yep.
We discussed some things in a very intelligent fashion. But that guy didn't want anything to do with that.
Mary-Kate and Ashley before they were 18, so my family's like, great. Yeah, there's the pedophile joke. Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the...
I saw that guy. I know who that is.
All right, we'll go to him in a sec. Mark in Oklahoma City. Mark, make it fast.
Okay. Hey, boys, got to make that 200-mile trip down to see Jimmy tonight.
Oh, that's right. He's at the Addison Improv in Dallas all weekend long.
Yep.
All right,
hey, Anthony, have you seen the flash animation on the Photoshop of you from Houdini on Wagbag?
Is that the fire extinguisher one?
No, it's you and Pat from Munaki in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Oh, shit, I got to check that one out.
Fucking hilarious.
They are doing some great flash animation and animated GIFs, and it's amazing what they're doing. They did one where they remember the bad fire extinguisher picture I had up in Boston of me squirting the fire extinguisher. They took that, put a picture of you laying in a bed, and me coming up behind you, shoving the fire extinguisher under the blanket, and your eyes bug out open wide and you pop up. It's hysterical.
I just saw one. Go back. Earl Tunes.
Oh, Earl Tunes.
Oh, my God.
It's the iTunes spot that you see with the silhouette of a person.
Of
with
the hot chick.
With the iPod on.
Yeah.
And it's a silhouette of a gorilla wearing a hat.
Wearing the Black Earl Black Yankee hat. Because I think they have they don't have
God damn, who made that? It's brilliant.
Oh, by the way, Lex and Terry ripped you guys off, too, on the Mary-Kate and Ashley thing last year. Every time they did their countdown, they'd start off playing that Def Leppard song, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and then they'd have their little countdown thing, couple of tools.
We were doing the countdown when they were 14 years old, for God's sake.
Tell them, Fred.
Tell them, Fred.
Tell them, Fred. And Fred
I did it all.
And Fred just sat there because he's like, I ain't telling them shit.
You know something, Howie? I'm sick of telling him.
Maybe when you give me enough money where I could actually buy a nice place in New York City, I'll tell him some stuff.
Yeah, perhaps you could put off buying another $4 million Hamptons estate so I can get an apartment somewhere.
You fuck, and then I'll tell him everything you want me to tell him.
Yeah, that's the one, dude.
Tell
Look
him,
at that.
Fred.
Look, I come in with the extinguisher. Look. How funny is that? I come popping in, shove the extinguisher under the covers.
That's deeply disturbing. Well, whackbag.com, the Photoshop section, that's another thing.
Cigars and Scotch made that one.
That's just taken on a life of its own, the whole Photoshop thing on whackbag.com. Good job, boys. Good job. And girls. But I think we have to say good job, boys. I think we had...
2, 3,
maybe 5
4,
girls at our appearance yesterday.
5?
Maybe 5.
Actually had a lovely ebony princess show up, too.
And
How
2
about
of those
that?
girls were questionable at best.
Yeah.
What gender they were.
Oh, jeez. Opie. Why can't you ever be nice?
I'm nice.
Why can't you just be nice? Speaking of the message board, Generoso, his name is, Generoso, hardcore Yankee fan, says, you have to change your sig pic. You have to. I cannot look at the posts with this sig pic. Have you seen it?
I think it's the only one that disturbs me too. It's the
little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little girl. Right after she sneezed, there is a ton of snot coming out of both nostrils, dripping down her chin. I can't look at it. Please change it. It's the only sig out of every sig pic. It's the only one I've seen. Shit ones it's the only one I cannot look at.
All right,
it makes me cringe.
Let's go to John on Long Island. John, what's up?
Hey, Opie. Hey, Ann. How's it going?
Hey, are you the white van guy?
Yeah. I'm sorry I got a little starstruck. I'm sorry I gave you the cheesy thumbs up yesterday.
He gave me the thumbs up as he was driving by. Well, here's what happened. I saw a WOW sticker, So I'm like, that's cool. And anytime there's a WOW sticker, I kind of pull up and look inside to see what demo the guy is.
That's right. We were just talking about that. And
It's always weird when you see an old black woman driving around, and it's like, wow, she doesn't fit the demo.
Wow, she bought that car from
somebody else didn't scrape that sticker off yet. So I'm driving, and I see the van. So as I'm passing, because I'm kind of in a faster lane, we were in some pretty good traffic, he looks over, I look over at him. So I'm moving pretty quick, and then I'm noticing his driving habits started changing a bit after he got a look. He's driving in and out a little more. Now he's trying to he gets right behind me. And as he's behind me, I could see him kind of looking in the mirror, looking in my side view mirror, trying to check it out. And finally, it opened up next to me in the middle lane, and he drove by, starts passing me, and looks over and gives me the cool guy thumbs up. Hey, it was Fonzie in the van. So I gave him the thumbs up, kind of like, yeah.
I wish I took a picture. You give me the thumbs up back. That was pretty cheesy. I just want to apologize.
Oh, that's funny, because I thought after you did it and you drove off, I'm like, I just got the thumbs up from somebody.
Well, usually guys don't pull up next to me, start looking in the van and see what kind of unit I have.
Yeah. Well, I kind of give the look over to see if it's, one of
when we see the WOW stickers, we get very excited.
Yeah. Very cool.
I have listeners giving me the finger because they think I don't know what they think, because I drive up to them like waving like, hey, thanks for the support, and they're like, fuck you.
I just give a glance to see what they're all about, see what
All right, guys, I just want to say F you to old gravy leg, punching out.
All right.
F you to old gravy leg.
Let's say hi to Charlie. Charlie, what's up?
Hey guys,
Charlie.
Jimmy, you were talking. Ed, you were talking earlier about promos, and happened to hear one yesterday on Fox News.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was the one where Opie was reading the article about where you were quoted talking about American Idol, and then Jimmy said, "What'd you say after that? Back to you starring Barbara."
Oh, okay. I barely remember doing that, but
as long as it has our name on there.
There you go.
Yeah, I was pretty kind of surprised to hear it on Fox News.
Well, that's cool. That'll help us out.
Yeah.
Right. I was wrong. I can admit
Charlie.
when I'm wrong. I was wrong.
Let's go to Bill in Kentucky. Bill?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Pretty good, buddy.
Hey, I heard you guys being promoted by that guy on that actually hosts the Comedy Channel, and I haven't listened to him since because I've been listening to you guys.
Oh, Sonny Fox?
Yeah, Sonny.
All right, good.
And, I got a story. We live on Lake Cumberland, and I have a houseboat, and I broadcast you guys like over the lake when we're out on the houseboat. And we had a bunch of Christian houseboaters come up and call the DNR police on us. And
I hate to interrupt. What's the DNR police?
The Department of Natural Resources police, like the game warden. They own the lake. And he came.
Why? Because this is air pollution?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, he came up to us and he said, do you guys mind turning it down and all that, because some people were getting upset. And we were in our own little cove. But the worst part about it is I got a big old WOW poster on the back of the boat. And as he was leaving, he said, have you seen any good Hooters lately? So the guy actually was a listener, but he really had to say turn it down,
Hey, that's pretty cool. All right, thank you, Bill.
Take care, guys.
Yeah, this thing is starting to take on a life of its own. It's starting to get really exciting again.
Yep.
Here we go again, Anthony.
I knew it would take about a year to really start taking off, because if you remember, even when we came to New York at NEW, it took a while before we really started catching on. Remember all the nice phone calls we got from people? Play the music. Look, guys, shut up and play the music. You're there to play the music. We're just sitting there after a day. We're able to squeeze in a little bit of the funny, a little bit of the interesting in between the songs, feeling good about ourselves, taking some phone calls, thinking maybe it's people that want to get in and involved with the show, comment on what we've been talking about. Hey, you're on the air. Play the music, idiots. You're not there to talk. If only you talk, I'll go home. Play the music. So it takes time. We understand.
Well, we're going to have to take a lot of these calls today. Chris in Toronto. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, boys. Welcome to Canada.
Hey, thank you.
Yes.
What part of your content is going to be Canadian now?
Yeah, don't we need a certain amount of Canadian content?
Yeah.
Well, it was just
I have no
announced
idea.
that XM's Canadian partner awarded license to offer satellite radio service in Canada.
Yeah.
Now
You guys are
you,
gonna be great.
now
Yeah.
you fine Canadians could listen to us legally.
You don't have to get some kind of an assumed address down here in the States.
Yeah, that's going to be great, guys.
I'm hearing all sorts of rumors, though. Like, XM's going to have to dedicate, like, 5 channels to Canadian content.
Are you kidding?
That's what I'm hearing.
I think it's, let's see, it's 5 for every 50 channels.
That's crazy.
You guys have nothing to add.
You know what they do?
You guys don't have enough content for 5 channels on this fine service.
Oh, yeah, we got Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Exactly.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Hey. That's what you do. You just take 5 channels and have, like, no bandwidth, so it sounds like a tin can, and you play Neil Young songs all day.
We'll give you Canadian traffic.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of traffic, eh? Yeah.
Canadian traffic, Neil Young tunes, Rush songs.
Some Rush.
Yeah, tell Jimmy Neil Young's better than Ozzy.
And you guys will get the hockey minute with sponsored by Labatt's.
A hockey minute,
Punch it
eh?
out, boys.
And we could talk
All
about
right,
the
Canada.
Canadian ballet.
Very nice to have Canada aboard, though, legally. Isn't that something?
You think it's nice? Tom on Long Island.
You don't like
Hey, guys, what's
Canada?
going on?
I'd rather them listen illegally so we could completely control the content and not cater to Canadian content.
Yeah.
What's up, Tom?
Hey, guys. You know, you were talking about, Anthony, about how you were really not quoted a lot in the Time article.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering it's because maybe you weren't listening and you just repeated everything Opie said 5 minutes later.
Oh, maybe that's what happened, right?
The
I wasn't
old-
listening.
The old not
Yeah,
listening
boys.
thing.
God, is that painful to listen to on the replays?
It's sometimes frustrating.
I was listening to the replay with the graham cracker joke
Yeah.
that Jimmy did, and then it bombed, and I wasn't listening, and I came right back
Yeah.
with the same joke because I wasn't listening. And we had joked about it that day, but then I went home and listened to the replay and listening to the whole build-up and me actually doing the bad joke right after Jimmy did it. It's painful. It's a cringe moment.
Hey, Canada. What's up, Jim?
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
I just called to let you know that they're projecting 1 million subscribers in Canada by 2007.
Really?
No, I think they'll do a lot more than that.
Probably more.
Well, once it takes off, you know, I'm sure it will be as well. But
I mean-
can't wait for you to get the WOW going up here because in some of the provinces, being topless in public for women is legal. So once that gets going, it should be pretty interesting.
You guys are starved for entertainment. We'll do way more than 1 million subs in Canada. Way more. You'll see.
The radio, the commercial radio up here is just horrible.
Jim,
So-
you don't have to tell me. I lived in Buffalo, so I got all the Canadian stations when I was living up there. It's awful.
Like they have
And some of the
jocks, they
stations
have
do a pretty
balls.
good job. They're cool. The production's cool. The jocks are all right. But then they have to play all that Canadian shit.
Well, you know, you'd be surprised because that was the Canadian government's concern that the Canadian artists will not get their exposure on American satellite radio, and the Canadian artists are saying that they're getting more airplay on all your stations than all the stations in Canada combined.
See, if you're a really good band and you happen to come out of Canada, you're going to get your airplay. I mean, Rush proved that, obviously. Neil Young proved that. The fact is, there's a lot of just mediocre Canadian bands that don't deserve the exposure.
Well, the surprising thing is that one group I never hear on any of the rock stations on XM is like Tragically Hip. Have you ever heard of them out of Kingston?
Yeah, Tragically Hip is huge in Canada for some reason, and they just never really made it in the States. They had like 1 or 2 hits down here, but...
Yeah.
Are they still even performing?
Oh, yeah. Actually, they're opening up for the Rolling Stones when they're in Canada.
Jesus, look at that. So I guess it's one of the biggest bands in Canada these days, right?
Oh, yeah, one of the top.
I think we even had him on the air once, Anthony. They
Really?
Played when we were at WNEW.
Really?
All right, Jim, thank you.
Yeah, talk to you later. Thank you.
All right. One more call. Guido in Philly.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Guido?
Not much. Listen, I got a couple questions. One is, you guys are going to do that thing on the news that you guys had in the newspaper yesterday about some woman marriage thing that Nancy was going to talk about?
The thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm dying to hear. I love when Nancy talks about marriage shit. It's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, you're talking about the wife shot dead at Split hearing.
Yes. And the other thing is, are you guys bringing back any of your old bits, like the 55-gallon drum tank, or if you guys are still friends with Sam from Sex for Sam?
Yeah, I don't think Sex for Sam will be making a comeback.
We're still friends with Jim Cook.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't talked to him in a while, but he had nothing but great things to say about us after we got fired. And said, look, guys, he actually called me personally and said, guys, I got to save my own ass. I apologize in advance, but at this point, it's pretty much, every man for themselves. I'm in deep shit up here, and I might have to say some things, but just know that I still love you guys, and if the time was right, I'd advertise with you guys again. He said that to me. So.
What about all the other bits? You think you'll bring them back at all?
Oh, yeah, we're bringing back some of the old bits. We're coming up with new bits. It's a work in progress.
God bless you guys. Love you. Punching out.
God bless us.
God bless America. Anthony, we'll get into that story about the wife next. How's that?
Yes.
You want to hit something here?
Huh? No.
Okay. Okay. We're going to take our first break. On the show today, Ben Bailey, sitting in for old Jimmy Norton.
Yes, he is.
He should be here any moment.
Weren't we supposed to have musical guest? What happened with that?
Lounge Against the Machine.
Yeah.
They're going to perform around 9:30.
I was just watching what was that, Dawn of the Dead, the remake they did last night. That was great. And they got Lounge Against the Machine in that.
Oh, really?
Playing some Disturbed. Get Down with the Sickness. It's pretty funny. That movie's really good. Watched it again last night, and really good movie. I love the goddamn running zombies. One thing about the slow-moving zombie, it's pretty scary, but they really got to sneak up on you. You really got to be stupid to get killed by a zombie, unless there's a whole shitload of them and you're dropped in the middle.
Yeah.
Then, there's nothing you could do. They're zombies. But the running zombie, they were the first movie with this running zombie.
And that's the key.
They're balls out running. Now, you can't just sit there and taunt them. They'll chase you. When they hold up the signs that say Jay Leno, and he shoots the zombie in the head that looks like Jay Leno, then Burt Reynolds. But 28 Days Later had fast-moving zombies. But they weren't quite real zombies. They were more like sick people. Zombies are the dead people risen from the dead.
That still have good muscle tone.
Right.
Yeah, the zombies that just kind of saunter toward you.
Yeah.
I mean, please. If they catch you, then you have no business living.
I like that one. And the end of that movie is sick because you think everything's cool. They make it to the boat. They're going to this island or something. They're just going out away from the mainland thinking that they're going to be safe. And the credits start rolling. And I remember seeing in the movie theater, everyone's leaving. And I'm sitting there because I sit and wait for everyone to leave the theater. Then I get up and leave. I don't want to be in the mass of animals. And sitting there, and all of a sudden, next to the credits, the movie's still playing. And the end of the movie happens when the credits are rolling. If you leave while the credits are going, you miss the end of the movie, which is them coming up to the island, actually starving on the water, running out of water, running out of gas. They finally get up to this island, and then the island is just chock full of zombies, and they got nowhere else to go. So you assume they all get killed. Now the next one's coming out, the sequel to that, which is Land of the Dead. Land of the Dead. Looking forward to that one.
All right.
Love zombie movies.
You got to talk about your Star Wars experience, too, when we get back.
Yes.
All right.
Gaming. Got friends on there.
Quick break. We got to eat some food.
Skeptics on there.
And we'll continue with the O&A program.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
Hey, what's up?
Yo. Oh, go buy a boat and rent a gun, man. You're single, you have money, and you're playing fucking games till 3 o'clock in the morning. At least Norton gets horns. What the fuck are you
What is 3 o'clock in the morning a no-fuck zone, my friend?
I'm doing
There's fucking after 3 a.m.
Good point, Ant.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Jimmy, trust me. I'm doing just fine.
Yeah, I know, but still, man. I mean, I live vicariously through your eyes. I mean, I'm married.
Yeah, well, you want to live through Ope's eyes? You have to move to 10 Town. I languish in Forestville, and occasionally I'll tap into 5 Town.
Let's just put it this way. Jim's stories are exciting and they're fun to listen to. If I told my stories, you'd kill yourself.
Because they're just healthy and annoying.
The hot chick in Forestville. She's still only a 4.
She's still only a 4. Occasionally, once in a while, I get lucky and I take a ride into the Village of 6.
But never Seventropolis.
No, Seventropolis is way too expensive. And 10 Town, I mean, they actually divert any plane I'm on around it. I'm not even allowed to fly over 10 Town.
Opie and Anthony. The virus is spreading.
Are you breathing? Are you breathing? Now, wake up, are you alive? Will you listen to me? I'm gonna talk about the freakies. Now, someone is gonna die. Will you listen to me? Listen to me, die, listen to me, die. Say, wake up, are you alive? Will you listen to me? I'm gonna talk about the freakies. Now, someone is gonna die. Will you listen to me? Listen to me, die, listen to me, die. Say, are you breathing?
I'm catching a little flack. Understandably so. I said Land of the Dead is a sequel, but I just consider any of the new zombie movies that come out are sequels. I don't know. Something if it ends in Of the Dead and it's something I haven't heard before, it's a sequel to me.
Exactly.
But this guy says it's Night of the Living Dead, then Dawn of the Dead, the original from the 70s, Day of the Dead, and Land of the Dead.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yep.
And that's from a portable phone. Thank you for clearing that up.
Very
I
good.
know, I just say sequel. I don't know the order. I just enjoy the zombie movies. Love it. And Shaun of the Dead, I thought was hysterical, too. A lot of people hit or miss with that one. Some people just didn't like it at all. People don't like that English humor, no matter what it is sometimes. You just don't get it. But I thought Simon Pegg is hysterical in that.
Very.
And the movie's very funny. Yeah, I thought we were getting our eating done before the show.
I tried, man.
It's something. I think it's not working though, because I ate before the show. I finally got my boar's head turkey.
Very nice.
It was nice and moist. It wasn't like kindling turkey like I usually get. And I ate it, and there was a lot of turkey on it, on the bagel. And I came walking in here to do the show, and I'm like, I am stuffed. I need a nap.
Well,
I'm exhausted. It was like I ate a full dinner. It was like I had Thanksgiving.
You had to unloosen your belt buckle.
Yeah, it was like, oh, let me just kick back here and take a nap.
We had to throw an old football game on the tube for you. No, turkey has that thing in it. That thing that makes
the thing. What are they called?
That makes you sleepy.
Tryptophan. There you go.
Like I said, that thing.
That's what I did yesterday at the appearance. Stuck my foot out in tryptophan. Apparently the RCS promos are running again also.
Yeah.
No, we won't be there again today at noon. So.
No, once is enough for now.
And all you original people who like to instant feedback and say, wow, great, you guys are going to be there again today? You're one of 100 people that posted the same thing. Very original.
Just assume that someone else is going to post that.
Right.
And don't waste your time.
Tell him, Fred.
Tell him, Fred. Fred's not going to say shit. That makes me laugh every day.
I love that.
Every day.
Can't wait till he
Tell him,
explodes
Fred.
on him one of these days.
Tell him, Fred.
I give him a year into satellite radio before he explodes with just the thought of Howard pulling in $500 million and him getting,
a shitty apartment somewhere in Queens.
Where he's doing like the real back work for the show also.
Of
the
course.
heavy lifting.
Of course he does. All right, Anthony, moving on to other things. Where's Ben Belly? Is he here yet? Not here yet, okay. Our comedian friends, they're all oversleeping lately.
That's what it is. You know them in mornings.
Adam Ferrara stumbled in here the other day. He didn't even know where he was.
Yeah.
With a toothbrush and toothpaste in his hand.
Hey, pal, I'm a little tired.
He wasn't even doing a bit. He was like,
no.
What the hell's going on?
No, we all went in to take a leak, and he's brushing his teeth.
It's funny because sometimes I still feel like we're doing afternoon radio.
Yeah.
I really do. It just has that feeling because we're up, really early and rolling. And then you're reminded when some of these comedians come in, you see how tired they are.
Dude, I'm exhausted. It's so early.
And they're like, yeah, it's so early. I'm like, it's 8:30. We've been up since 5.
Yeah, now it's not early.
All right, Anthony, wife shot dead at split hearing.
Oops.
People love to hear your take on these stories.
This is what happens, people.
Middletown, Connecticut, a former state trooper fatally shot his estranged wife, critically wounded her lawyer, and then shot himself outside a courthouse where they were scheduled for a divorce hearing yesterday, police said. Retired Trooper Michael, last name I can't pronounce, 47, of Torrington, was listed in critical condition at Hartford Hospital last night. His 43-year-old wife, Donna, died at the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Porzio, 42, Donna's attorney, was listed in serious but stable condition. He was a wonderful person, a state cop for all those years.
Okay.
I don't know what went through his mind, said the ex-trooper's uncle, Anthony. He was going through a bad divorce. He just snapped.
There you go. I used to read these, and I guess a lot of people read them, people that haven't been through the process of a divorce.
And in a way, you're like, I don't really understand why anyone would snap, right?
You would read that, and as I would in the past, go, wow, what a kook.
Mm-hmm.
What a kook. How do you do that? What the hell reason do you have to pull out a gun and shoot all the participants in your divorce like that, the lawyer? And then you go through the process. And again, like Chris Rock has said, you know, I don't condone it, wouldn't do it, but I understand. You get a level of understanding. And just the fact that a rational thinking human being that has been through a divorce can actually understand the mindset of a murderer just speaks volumes as to the divorce process. That I understand this guy and what was going through his head that might lead him to shooting and killing people just goes to show you what the process is all about.
I observed you through your divorce proceedings, which took, what, over 2 years?
Yeah.
Right?
Well over 2 years.
Well over 2 years.
Yeah.
Man, you were just absolutely miserable.
Misery is just what people see on the outside.
And you had a happy life. Well, you still do.
Oh, yeah.
You started having a happy life after you got separated from your wife.
Static.
But this freaking thing still just dragged you down day after day.
It was just
I would watch your
constant
blood
albatross.
pressure go through the roof.
An albatross around your neck the entire time. And like I said, you understand the mindset of somebody. Because if you have any type of capacity to actually harm people, which I don't. I just don't. I'm not that kind of guy. Sorry. If I guess my life or loved one's life were in danger, I'd pull out my rapier and I would start a sword fighting with him, perhaps. But normally, I just don't have it in me to hurt other people.
Right.
You know? But if you have, like, the slightest capacity to do that, and if you're a cop, a trooper, obviously you do.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you, Anthony. That's the cereal I eat.
Oh.
That clogs me up.
Oh.
They're showing it on the news, the Optimum Power.
Oh, great. Suck it down. She'll be backed up for a year. She's going to be complaining of bloated belly. And
yeah, she'll look pregnant in a week, and then finally this stupid cereal will decide to release from your system.
Is it that slow a news day that they are reviewing cereals?
It's Honey Nut Cheerios versus
We're watching them eat
Optimum
cereal.
Power.
We're watching them eat cereal. They're ripping you off, Opie. Tell them, Fred. I ate cereal on the air first.
Wheaties makes that cut.
Okay.
I think a much better choice if you want an oat cereal would be something like Kashi Heart to Heart.
I've seen this a lot lately.
Oh,
Again,
my,
half
you're
the
kidding
serving,
me.
twice
This
the
is a bit,
fiber,
right?
Much more nutritious.
She
All
just
right.
said she's seen this
Kids
cereal in the
because,
store.
You know, we all know about
Heart
the kids
to
going
heart.
down the aisle in the supermarket.
Or Heart
with
and
all
Heart,
these
I don't
different
know.
kinds
the
of
kids' cereal.
Yeah, even these boxes glow in the dark, I think. You know, most of these kids' cereals, or the cereals peddled to kids, I mean, you might as well take candy, throw it in a bowl, and pour milk over it.
Well, you've heard the
and then
advice,
throw
parents.
In a multivitamin for good measure at the
come
end.
on, really?
Pretty much. These are all loaded with sugar. In fact,
Cocoa
most of these, the
Krispies.
ingredient list includes sugar in 3 or 4
There's a
forms.
Reese's Pieces
Again,
cereal?
high in
Wow.
sodium
Oh, you haven't seen the
and
cereal
protein.
aisle
That's
lately?
brutal. Not that. I get my Raisin Bran, Opie.
But they're
That's what I eat.
delicious.
That part may be true. What you're welcome
The
to say.
cereal
but
aisle
I
is
stay
just
away from
out of
food that goes in
control.
We talked
Count
to the
Chocula?
manufacturers. We
Yeah.
want to hear what they had to say.
Right.
And Quaker Oats, their statement, breakfast provides the fuel kids need to help them power through their days.
All
and
right.
Kellogg's, their statement was, breakfast cereals are a positive choice for consumers of all ages who want to achieve a healthy lifestyle.
Who's quoting ELO?
You know, again,
You working
they
for
changed
Kellogg's
the
now?
subject.
I talk about the subject.
Holy crap, they have
They're
nothing
talking
going on.
about cereal.
They started their show talking about Tom Cruise getting engaged, and that's all they had today.
Who
So
booked the cereal guy?
that's the dude from Celebrity Fitness, matter of fact.
It is?
He's now a big star.
That's something.
He has a little feature on Good Morning America once a week or so, doing health reports on today on cereal. But they had my cereal that I've bailed on.
Yeah, thank God.
The Gut Buster.
Cement.
It's cement.
It was Sacrete.
I'm still going through the same roll of toilet paper I bought maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
There's no wiping.
Oh,
I mean, you're white
Dude.
because you're not an animal, but there's nothing happening.
dude.
It's because of these cereals.
It's like a rabbit comes out in pellets.
No.
Just falls in the bowl.
Dude, it
Twitch your tail and leave.
It hits the water. I mean, if you want to know what I go through,
No.
and
Can I say no?
and I only go like
Guess
every 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Take a brick and just drop it into your toilet bowl. That's the sound these things
Oh.
make when they finally fall out.
That is disgusting.
Anyway, getting back to the divorce thing.
Yes. I was saying if anybody has the ability to harm anybody or get into some physical altercation, like a cop, like this guy, then I can absolutely see how you would take that violence out on other people. You go through a divorce, and the wife and the lawyer, it's the wife and the wife's lawyer, become an enemy that you have never had in your life. They are your arch enemy, trying their hardest to destroy you,
to break you,
to kill you, to take away what is yours, and do it in a way that is so underhanded and sneaky and nasty that you just, if you have this ability to harm people, it brings it right to the surface, and you want to just have awful things happen to them. I would drive home from these court appearances going like, like, just, I swear to you, in my truck, driving, squeezing the steering wheel, driving, biting things, biting the steering wheel.
And you know,
my Mercury Mountaineer has teeth marks in the steering wheel where I bit it when I got rid of it.
And you had a great life. We were on. I mean, you still do, but we were on an amazing run in radio, and you were miserable because of this stupid divorce.
Because it doesn't matter. Imagine having everything you've wanted in life, and along with it, there's someone next to you poking you in the neck, going, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." Hey, 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 hey. No matter how much fun you're having, how much you're enjoying yourself, no matter what you're doing, you're out, you're having fun, you're having sex, you're at a comedy club, you're in a comedy club having sex, you're just, whatever you're doing that's fun. Hey, 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 poking you in the neck. Ow, 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 shit, I'm having fun. Ow, ow, hey, hey. It never ends.
She was never happy.
It doesn't.
She was never happy. It was
not.
amazing. All the great stuff that was happening to us.
Oh.
And she was never happy.
And I could never do any right.
What about your...
I couldn't do anything right.
What about your wife?
What? Oh, jeez. Bringing a few personal experiences in?
Well,
That's
we had some... on some similar experiences.
Parallel tracks sometimes. Oh, I could never do any right. It was one of those relationships. And remember when I was like begging, can I please get a cell phone?
Yeah.
It's like the late 90s, and you know we're doing pretty good for ourselves, and I wanted a cell phone. I wanted a cell phone. You don't need a cell phone. What do you need a cell phone for? Because Opie has one?
No, because the whole world has one.
The whole world
Why blame it on
communicates
me?
this way now.
Why was I the bad guy?
Oh, she had to blame it on someone. Was she going to blame it on herself?
I just remember.
And then she's like, you could get a phone for the car, but not one of those cell phones. I go, what if there's an emergency? Get one for the car. Who am I? Fucking Canon?
Yeah.
What is this, 1976? Hello, mobile operator, get me 555.
Get me Opie. I'm going to be late today.
Get me Opie.
I'm stuck in traffic on the LIE.
Can you patch me through to his StarTAC?
Right.
Yeah, I would like to have one, believe me.
Why blame me, though?
Oh, I had to.
One of the best stories ever. Anthony and I used to commute from Huntington, Long Island. You know, we'd take turns.
Yeah.
I got out of driving a lot because I'd call Ann and go, dude, I'm not feeling it today. Remember those?
I'm surprised you trusted me because there were some times I would look at a pole and go, that looks inviting. Quick swerve.
That's why a book has to be written because, you know, a lot of our faithful listeners, they thought we were just having the times of our lives.
Yeah.
We were fucking miserable.
Under the surface.
On so many levels, we were so miserable. And we were getting all that attention, and people were wishing they could be us and stuff, and they had no idea.
What was bubbling below the surface.
They had no idea. But one day I pulled up to Anthony's abode. Can I tell the story again?
Which one?
It's really simple. Like, you would get up at, I think we would, leave around 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And you would get up you were a night guy, so you would get up maybe 9:30, 9:40, do a quick shower, and roll out the door just in time for my honk honk.
Yep.
time to go to work, Aunt. Work. Ooh, let's not use that word again. Sorry. And I remember one time pulling up, and there was just a battle going on the front stoop at the front door.
Yeah.
Like yelling.
Yeah.
One-way yelling.
I just
Because
never
you're just
wanted
like,
to go home.
Because you're just like, oh, God. And I remember you jumped in the car, and I'm like, Aunt, what could you have possibly done? I know you...
From the door of Opie's car to the front stoop? Yeah, I must have done something wrong.
No, I mean, this is leaving your house.
Oh, right.
And I'm thinking, Aunt, you haven't been awake that long. I know your schedule.
Right. I just woke up.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what could you have possibly done to get under her skin this early in the morning when you've only been up maybe 15 to 20 minutes?
Taken a breath. That's what I did. There was never any reason. There was, I understand where it came from. There wasn't reason. Believe me. I know it wasn't me. Okay? It was the other man in our life. Jack Daniels. That guy.
Your old pal Jack
Old
Daniels.
pal Jack from Tennessee. Old Jack from Tennessee's visiting.
Good old Jack.
Yeah, a lot of
Jack
fun.
was much more important.
A lot of fun, that Jack. But the anger that builds up. And then you read these stories that the husband walked in and shot the wife and lawyer. And where I used to think they were nuts, I look now and go, the guy got pushed. That's what happens. You get pushed.
You get pushed to a point
when
that you
they're-
just can't take it anymore.
When they're looking at what you're spending, now realize this. It's your money. You are going out there and earning it. They're trying to get a cut of what you're earning based on how much responsibility she had for where you are today, making that kind of money.
That was the thing that pissed me off the most because I got involved in Anthony's divorce case because she was trying to claim that she had something to do with Anthony's success.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. A lawyer will twist it around and try to make it seem like the wife has a lot to do with the husband's success, and that way they can get a percentage of whatever you make.
And they,
like an agent.
They point out an example where her voice is on one of our bits for maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah.
An old bit.
And our career hinged on that moment.
Of course it did.
That
I'm like, are you kidding? Why are you wasting my time with this shit?
Dude, there was one thing that came up where, get this 18,000 degrees of separation. They were trying to say, because I was with the band Rotgut, right? Me and my brother were in Rotgut. Me and my brother wrote song parodies, which we sent in to you.
A band that almost made it, by the way.
Yeah, very close. Yeah, whatever. Rotgut was composed of me, my brother, this guy Tony, who was the drummer, and another guy, Joe, who was a guitar player. Tony and Joe were looking for a singer, so they were trying to get in touch with me. They went down to the bar that my ex-wife worked at to talk to her to get in touch with me. That meeting, the lawyer was trying to bring up that if that meeting didn't happen and we didn't hook up, the song parody never would have been made to give to you to get me on the air. Like they would have given up right then and there and not found me in the same town. They just knew they could go there to find where I was going to be. If that didn't work, they'd called my brother or something. But because they went there to the bar she went, this is the rage that was bubbling. So they try to, get as much money as they can. But not only that, here's where it really started where I drive home and go, ah! They would...
You got to see the visual.
They would
on
then
that.
look at what you're spending. Now, regardless of what you're sending the wife.
Right.
They look and pick apart what you're spending. Like, oh, you bought this for this person. How much did that cost? And I see here the bank statement. You made a withdrawal for this. Where did that go? Now, on top of shoveling money to the wife during the proceedings,
plus having your
they're
bank account,
picking apart what you're spending your money on. It's my money. I'm earning it on a daily basis.
What was their reasoning?
Their reasoning is if you have this money to blow, if you can then go out and buy gifts for this person, hello, then you obviously have this disposable income that can now go to her.
Girls for every boy.
If you can afford gifts, then you can afford more support payments. Like I'm supposed to only buy food and stay in a hovel because anything extra should go to her. That's the rage that makes guys pick up guns and shoot the lawyer and the wife. That's what happens. See? Got me all wound up again.
Let's go to Tom in Kentucky. Tom, what's up?
How you doing this morning, guys?
Pretty good.
Hey, man.
I completely understand what you're talking about. I mean, there's mornings where I just want to get up. I mean, first of all, you got to understand, I have a crappy job. You know, I bust my butt every day. You know, and it's like in 5 years I had built up, you know, I had a real nice house, had the dog, you know, had the kid. Everything was just going along so great. And then, wham, divorce.
Oh.
Now I'm living in a one-bedroom shack. I'm driving a crappy car that won't even start half the time.
Oh.
And all my money is going towards child support and alimony.
Well, I thank God I didn't have any kids. I thank the Lord every day for striking down every sperm cell that I did not have a child, because the idea of having to have a relationship with an ex-wife because you have a kid together, to have to discuss things like schooling and clothes and just you have to continue a relationship. No, cut it clean.
Yeah, that's a good point. You get screwed in the divorce, and then you still have to have some kind of communication.
Right,
with the
communication.
because you had kids.
And it has to be civil for the children's sake, and you have to see them once a week as you're picking kids. Hey, you know what I like? Goodbye. That's it. Cut it clean. Here's a check. That's all I want. That's all I want you to see. Goodbye.
Let's go to Jim in Illinois. Jim, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Well, I was just wondering, what would have been the outcome when you and Opie came outside the bank after finding out how much money you really had in the bank? What if your ex-wife and the lawyer would have walked by you at that particular moment?
Oh, if I had a gun?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not that kind. Believe me, I was enraged.
That was one of the most funniest moments of my life.
Oh.
On a sick, twisted level, I openly laugh at my pal because it was so ridiculous. I had to laugh. It was either that or Anthony and I would have probably cried together and held each other.
Oh, it was bad.
Well, listen, guys,
40 large.
A true friend has to laugh in that experience because it's so ridiculous. What are you going to do?
40 G's.
40 G's completely wiped out of the account that Anthony was going to that morning to take half because he's a good guy.
I was going to take half. I was going to take 20,000, leave her 20,000, whatever. I get there, my entire life savings,
It's gone.
Everything I've earned in my life was gone. 40 G's, $40,000 that was every dime I had. We had just started making real money where I was able to bank money. And me a bag of shells, easy come, easy go. I had it and I went with it. I had it and she went with it. That was it. 40 large, gone, poof, goodbye.
Whew. And I just laughed. I'm like, sorry, Anthony, but this is very funny.
And at the time, I'm trying to rationalize. I'm thinking, well, if it cost me 40 large to get out of this thing, because I was under the impression that maybe that was it. She take the money, we get a divorce, it's over. You start thinking like good things are going to happen. No, that was the beginning. The beginning of a lot more G's flying out of my bank account.
All right, let's go to Dave in Connecticut. Dave, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, man.
Listen, I just wanted to say, I knew that I used to work with that guy up in Middletown. And when I started work 8 years ago, he was just retiring. And he came back to work afterwards and kind of took me under his wing. He was a great guy. And thank you. Very classy, very always had his stuff together, well put together guy. You just never saw it coming from him.
They broke him. They absolutely broke him.
Wow.
I mean, this is a guy who always had his shit together. I mean, he was always, good-looking guy, always in shape, well-dressed. Just drove him over the edge.
Fell apart. It's the worst.
All right, Dave. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's go to Jim in St. Louis. Jim, what's up?
Morning, boys.
Morning.
Hey, I live in a small county outside of St. Louis, all farm country out there, and about 14,000 people in the entire county. And we've had three divorce attorneys killed in about the last 5 years.
That's great. That's terrific.
Obviously, rednecks with guns and divorce attorneys don't mix. Watch out, boys.
That's terrific.
That's terrific.
Let's go to Nutley and say hi to Steve. What's up, Steve?
How you doing, guys? When I got divorced from my wife, my best friend defended her in the courtroom. Right? He's my best friend. He defends her, and a month later, I find out this guy Boca Foley's sleeping with her.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, how nice
It's
is
the same
this,
name
right?
from yesterday, by the way. He's slipping in little things. Thanks, Steve. That really worked. Worked well.
Thank you.
Wait, what was he doing?
I don't know. He's saying like Buffa Foley. He's trying to do a Baba Booey reference.
Oh.
He called yesterday, too, with one.
So, dude, why don't you just
That's
say
fun.
it?
Yeah, I know. He's
Just call up the show and say it.
Get back in your DeLorean. Go back to 1989. And
then we'll all be uncomfortable because we won't know what to do about it. Oh, my God, how do we cover the fact that got out? Jesus, dude, it's not 18.
It's not 18, that's right. A covered wagon, Robin.
Jesus, 1988. If you have to say it, say it. Who the fuck cares?
He probably tapes it, and I'll call up Howard, and yeah, you're on the air. Howard, I got this click. All right,
let's go to Gooch in Cleveland. Gooch, what's up?
What's up, fellas?
Hey.
How y'all doing today?
All right.
Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Just because of your story, which, by the way, it's one of my favorite things you talk about. I laugh my ass off every time.
Glad my pain has brought you laughter.
Oh, you know what? Anthony has only scratched the surface. I don't know how far to push Anthony on this subject, so I'm just waiting for him to let the floodgates
I
open.
see the awful, terrible things in my life and turn it into something funny.
But anyway, because of your story...
Here, boys, come on, Chester.
Come on, Chester. Chester.
Here, boys, come on, Chester. Chester. Come on, Chester.
My little Chester.
Here, boys, come on, Chester. Where's Chester?
Oh, where is... That's my favorite part. Where's Chester?
Where's Chester?
Where's my little Chester?
Chester, where's that say Nike on your hip?
But because of your story, Anthony, I started my own company last year. Me and my buddy did. We put a clause in our contract that says if either one of us got married without a prenup, we lose our share of the company.
Holy jeez, what a great idea.
Well, and it's I had to tell you because my buddy said, "Where'd you get that from?" I said, "You have to listen to this radio show sometime because I have heard not just from you, but all the guys that work for me.
Yeah,
every one of them got raped in a divorce, and I refuse to ever have that happen to me.
You
so
know
I want
what,
to let you know you've saved a life, Anthony.
This is a great way to get a prenup if you have a problem with a girl that is going to be all defensive about a prenup.
Exactly.
You get one of your friends together. You start a business. You could do that very cheaply.
Yeah.
And then you have a thing in your contract with your business partner that each of you needs a prenup if you get married.
Yep. If you don't get it, you lose your half.
And then you could tell the girl, look, this is the way this is if I want to continue having a...
Bravo.
I found
brilliant.
I still believe in marriage, but I cannot believe that people would just, get married without some kind of contract that protects them just a little bit. I don't get it anymore because in this country, the reality is the man gets screwed in these divorce proceedings. Every time we talk about it, we get a few ladies here and there that say, no, I was the one that got screwed. You know what? You're the exception to the rule.
Right.
Getting married as a man, you are signing a contract, basically, that says you're going to get completely fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would not say, if it was a business deal, you would laugh that contract off the table. But when you get married, you sign it with a big smile on your face.
And a heart on in your pants.
You know how many
That's right.
people want to get divorced out there that they just know they can't? They do the math in their heads and go, oh, Christ.
There's a saying, cheaper to keep her.
Yep.
That's what they say.
So,
cheaper
Anthony,
to keep
thank
her.
you. Thank you, Anthony.
Well, I'm glad someone got a little help out of this.
All right.
Punch it out, fellas.
Here he goes.
Later.
Well, here's a question for you, Aunt. Rob in Kansas. Rob?
Hey, why'd you marry this monster? She a good lay or something? Or?
Holy shit.
Well,
You know,
that's a good question.
You should have gave her a page on your website. Punch it out.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. I've been asked that question, and it's one of those things, it's like, I don't know. I guess I was just maybe I was drinking. It was just in a time and part of my life where I felt I should be doing something adult, I think. I think that's pretty much what it was. I hadn't changed doing anything I was doing since I was 18. I was living the same life. I was in a shitty apartment. My friends would come over every day. We would drink beers and stack them up on the table in a big pyramid. We would shoot each other with dart guns, watch porno on TV. It was just, I felt that I had to do something that was going to bring me into adulthood. You always think in your 20s that when you hit 30, you're going to be this different adult person. And then when you hit your 30s, you're going, I am still a kid. I'm still looked at by adults, what you feel are adults, as a kid. You know, your mother and her friends are still looking at you like a child, and you kind of feel like one still. So I felt I had to make this move into adulthood, you know? And getting married was something you did as an adult. Whether you're young or old, it was something you did that was mature, you know?
Right.
So I felt like after I did that, perhaps things would change. I would still act the same and do the same things, but somehow things are going to miraculously change. I was still going to have my friends over and drink and
the sad part,
all that. But
you have said this on the radio before, so I'm going to bring it up again. You actually said once that you cried on your wedding night.
Well, it was like a tear of frustration rolled down my.
Not like
I wasn't sitting there blubbering.
No, you weren't bawling, but you pretty much realized.
I was laying there so frustrated and pissed at myself and like, yeah, son of a bitch, this sucks. But I felt
on your
it was
wedding night.
I felt it was something I had to do, was to get married. There you go. And to show you what a go with the flow, leave things alone, status quo kind of guy I am. That went on for 9 years. Yeah. Just, I'm in it. God, I might as well stay in it.
Jesus.
Fuck it. Yeah. A lot of fun.
We got a little song from Stephen Lynch.
Hush, little girl, sweet, sweet baby, don't cry. Tonight, Daddy's here and he'll sing you a soft lullaby. Tonight, why can't it all be like it was before? How can I explain why Mommy's not here anymore? 'Cause Daddy likes porno and $10 whores. Daddy gets wasted and robs liquor stores. Daddy likes rubbing against little boys on the bus. I think that's why your mommy left us. Pretty. Hush, little girl. There is no reason to fret tonight. Don't mind the smoke. Daddy just wants to forget tonight. Soon it will all be like it was before. Any minute she will walk through that front door. But Daddy plays poker and drinks lots of beer. Then he wants sex that involves Mommy's rear. Daddy has sores on his genitals oozing with pus. I think that's why your Mommy left us. Please don't cry. I swear I'll try to be here by your side. Right after Daddy gets home from the bar, visits his bookie and steals a new car. He'll drive to the strip club, and if Daddy plays his cards right, he'll bring home your new mommy tonight. Lady-day, 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 lady-day.
Stephen Lynch, everybody. That song fits in today, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, a couple more calls before we take a break. Dominic, what's going on?
Yes, hello.
Oh, this
Bad
Dominic.
Dominic. That's a bad Dominic Barber impression. Believe me, I know the voice.
Mr. Cumia.
Yeah.
Perhaps if you spent less time with Groucho and more time with your wife.
He's got no material either, Opie.
I know.
He's got a bad impression and no material. Wow.
Let's go to Virginia. Chris, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, boys?
Hey.
I just have one thing to say. After seeing what my brother went through in his divorce and what Anthony's gone through and somebody taking my life savings, all I got to say is they'd never find the body. Punch out, boys.
See? A lot of people might use violence.
Wow. Leo in California. Leo.
Good morning. How you doing, guys?
Hello,
Pretty good,
Leo.
Leo.
Listen, I just got this XM satellite radio, and I started listening to your show, and I'm hearing...
Wait, when did you start listening?
About, I think Monday was the first day I installed it, and so it's just a few days.
All right.
And I heard you talking about divorce stories. I've been divorced about 18 years ago from this woman, and I live in California. Now, anybody who's been divorced in California and has children know it's a nightmare. She still thinks 18 years later she's entitled to 25 cents of every dollar I make. And I'm in construction, and she used to live about 2 blocks. We lived in Orange County, and she lived 2 blocks from the courthouse. Every month, I would be inundated with subpoenas and paperwork that I have to do. It got so bad I got sick. And I was out of work for about 6 months. I got really ill. I thought I was going to die.
What kind of sickness? Just stress-related?
Stress-related because of the whole, divorce and, child thing and all of that. And I got behind in my child support. In that 6 months period, they took my license away, attached my wages that I wasn't even making, went into my bank account because I was honest with them and let them know that I had a little bank account. They attached all of that. I couldn't travel anywhere outside the country. Attached all my taxes, and the interest is about 10%. So the interest grew. Now, 18 years later, I'm finally just getting through paying off this woman just from the interest I owe her from the child support.
How long were you originally married?
I was originally married for about 5 years.
5 years. 18 years later, still paying.
Still dealing with it.
Where's the justice?
California is the land of lunatics when it comes to court.
Yes, we understand. Are you telling this story in real time, sir?
Why did the marriage break up?
Why did the marriage break up?
Yeah.
I think we both decided we didn't want to be married anymore, and it wasn't working out. So it was sort of mutual.
Yeah.
It wasn't working out, and.
So it wasn't like you were, screwing some hot, blonde babe or something, and she decided, man, I'm going to really turn the screws on this guy.
No, I did that after I got divorced.
There you go.
I waited until I was after, but I used to call her the Antichrist because the way she treated me in the courts,
yeah.
I was like, was she sure she was married to this guy that she's talking about? She made me out to be this real animal. You know what I mean? I went to work every day, did what I was supposed to do. And she did everything in her power to keep me safe.
All right. Well, good luck to you, Leo. Good luck to you. There he goes, Leo from California.
Long-winded Leo. What's that?
Ringo Starr.
Ringo's horrible. Where's he playing?
Bryant Park. On Good Morning America.
Ringo.
All right, we missed Ringo.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Ringo.
That's got to be quite exciting for somebody out there.
That's a good opportunity for the assault on the media.
I know. It's been about a week without an assault on the media. I'm getting itchy for one, Anthony. I'm getting itchy for one.
Absolutely.
Let's say hi to Rick in Minnesota. Rick?
Yes. How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, marriage is okay until you go through divorce. Once you go through divorce there, your wife can be a real nightmare.
Is this ELO?
Right. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Wow.
Let's go to Rich in Indiana. Rich?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
What is he doing right now? Is he all sweating and hot going, oh, God, I sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, I had like an idea for something and it just went nowhere.
Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, well, I've certainly discovered that the number one reason for divorce is marriage. But
wait a minute.
I just had to get that out.
The number one reason for divorce is that's hysterical.
Oh, now I feel like a heel. I wanted to share my near
heel.
marriage experience.
Go ahead, Rick.
Girl that I had been going with at the time for about a year or so. We lived in an apartment and then decided to get a house, got into a house. She had a couple of kids. And when we found this house and I got it financed, she wanted me to put her name on the title. I left her like, yeah, we'll talk about it later. So after we got it and got my name on the title and everything, about 6 months later, she was calling me up to ask me if I mind watching her kids while she goes with her girlfriend who was messing around on her husband to this girl's boyfriend's hot tub. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
So, figuring I knew something was going on. And I'm not a jealous type of guy, so I didn't have any reason not to trust her up to that point, mind you. So I did my investigation, found out, yeah, she was messing around with this little mechanic boy that she, at the place she was working at. Later on, after trying to give her a chance to, spill it out, I found the boy, beat the piss out of him. So then I told her to leave, get the fuck out. And, of course, she's got a couple of kids, and I'm a real, kind of a soft-hearted guy. So she stuck around for about another, 2 years later before things finally broke down. And when I finally got the bitch out of my house, on the way out the door, she looks at me and she says, well, I want you to sell this house, and I want half. And the near marriage part of it was way earlier. She wanted to ring. And I'm like, well, if you want a ring, I want you to quit smoking. And, she never would. So
did you guys get divorced because she thought you were long-winded?
Well, yeah, kind of. That's why she didn't marry me.
See, the stories have to...
Short,
too late.
Door, she wanted half of my house.
And cut.
Cut. That's called cutting the losses.
And end of bit once again.
And scene.
This is what happened. Listeners kill their own bits.
That's it.
That's it for now.
They know when the bit should end because they start calling and you get calls like that.
He was such a bore, I didn't even know that he actually wasn't married. It was a near-marriage experience.
Right.
All right, Anthony. Well, there you have it. That's it for now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put the old Ant divorce thing.
The old rage back in the closet for a while.
Yeah, we'll throw that to the side for now, and it'll come out again on another day.
Oh, Norton's pal Hillary Duff.
Where?
Is now singing at Rockefeller Plaza.
Oh, really?
There she is on the Today Show. Is that what they're like battling concerts back and forth on those shows?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they do now?
Oh, yeah. ABC does it at Bryant Park every, Friday, I guess, and NBC does their thing outside their studio. Oh, yeah.
Jeez, talk about the extreme ends of the spectrum.
Ringo
Hillary
Starr.
Duff and then Ringo Starr. Yeah, look at the audience at the Hillary Duff.
All like young girls. A place that, where's that story? A place where Dean Arthur Schwartzmiller would like to hang out at.
Oh, very good.
How's that for a radio segue?
Dean Arthur Schwartzmiller.
Can we go back to the Ringo on this TV? I want to see if he does any dumb Beatles stuff.
Ringo.
Beatles great, but Ringo.
I think Ringo's like the guy that could never really pull off the Beatles stuff. He could do, the Ringo Beatles stuff, but...
What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day.
Oh, no. Is this Yellow Submarine? Who wants to hear this?
As we live a life of ease, every one of us,
with venereal disease.
They're showing the crowd, and they couldn't be more uninterested.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Look at the audience.
Oh, they're holding up pictures of a yellow submarine.
Why? What is that? Why are they doing that? Stop it! They're holding up pictures of yellow submarines.
That ABC,
That's upsetting.
That ABC handed out to the audience.
Why would they hand out
I don't
pictures
know.
of yellow submarines? Oh.
John Lennon's rolling over in his grave right now like, oh, God.
Oh.
This is what represents the Beatles in the year 2005. Ringo singing his stupid song Yellow Submarine.
Poor Ringo. Paul McCartney can go out there and do, like, the Beatles classics, man, the hits, and do them quite well these days. The guy's held up his voice and everything. And then poor Ringo, yes, I was a Beatle. We all live. Oh, yeah, the Beatles songs no one wanted to hear.
Right.
The awful ones.
Do I want to hear Yesterday
Yeah.
or Yellow
Yeah.
Submarine?
Haunting version of Yesterday.
I'm not really sure which one I'd rather hear when it comes to Beatles songs.
That's horrible.
Some people say Yesterday, the greatest song ever.
Ever
written.
I would definitely put that in top 5.
Of course.
Yeah. It's a well-written song, if Elo must say so himself.
All right.
The obvious.
Before we take a break and get Ben Bailey in here, who finally decided to wake up and come in and hang with us today. Let's see. Jesus. We're doing a radio show.
Making Jimmy look really good. Coming in, at least Jimmy comes in before the show.
Barely.
Might
but
be
he's
2 minutes before the
at
show.
least he's here. California cops. Molester may have 36,000 victims.
This is impossible.
Of course it's impossible.
63 years old, Dean Arthur Schwartzmiller.
So let's just do the math. He's 63 years old. Let's say he's been molesting, in this case, children. Let's say he's been doing it for 36 years, Anthony.
How old would that have made him?
He would have started, like, say, 27.
Why 27?
Because the math's easier. Because there's 36,000 victims. If he's been doing it about 36 years, maybe took a few years off in his later years.
All right.
That would be 1,000.
Slowed down in his old age.
That would be 1,000 victims a year.
Okay, what is that?
Would be
3 a day?
About 3 a day.
About 3 a day.
3 different children a day.
Sometimes you don't even see 3 kids a day.
There's something wrong with this story.
You'd have to grab the ass of every child you saw. Just run around grabbing. You're in the supermarket. Whoop! Oh, let me grab his ass. Let me grab that ass. I gotta grab her little ass.
Just walking down the street, touching and grabbing and
just
poking
groping
and
children all the time.
All
you
day long.
don't have time to work. You're just touching kids.
3 a day and you didn't get caught? Stop.
36,000 children.
A convicted child molester jailed in California may have committed sex crimes against thousands of victims, police said Thursday, after finding computers, notebooks, and meticulous handwritten lists of boys' names and apparent codes for various sex acts, Anthony.
Codes?
San Jose Police, Lieutenant Scott Cornfield described...
What?
Cornfield?
Oh. So you're talking about one of his code words.
Described 63-year-old Dean Arthur Schwartzmiller as one of the most active child molesters we've ever seen. But like we said, he'd have to be walking around constantly just grabbing
and groping children.
He's
an overachiever.
During a search of his bedroom in San Jose, police discovered binders full of child porn and numerous logs.
Logs.
Period.
Yeah.
With lists of more than 36,000 children's names, mostly boys, and codes that appear to indicate how he abused them, Anthony.
I don't know what kind of codes these are.
At least Cornfield is rational here. He's saying if 1/10 of these numbers are accurate, we're looking at hundreds of victims in a number of states.
But it's only 1/10 is hot.
The reason we want to tell the world about this is because we believe he's been involved in child molestation in a number of countries.
Wow. He's a retired auditor for the California Department of Real Estate, arrested in 2004 at LAX, I guess, upon returning from the Philippines.
Oh, boy.
Authorities said they found about 150 sexually explicit images. Is this somebody else?
Yes, that's a different case.
Ediberto Dayton, 61. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, you jumped way ahead to
Sorry, I went over the
case.
I went over the highlighted area.
That's why they help us with the highlights.
I went out of the highlights. What is this case then?
Yeah,
is
why
this guy that came in second? Who is this?
This is the silver medalist.
Yeah, underage boys. This is another guy that was sentenced Thursday to 17 years in prison and lifetime supervision. Admitted to traveling to his native Philippines, having sex with 8 underage boys.
Yeah, but that's just sport in the Philippines.
He returned from the Philippines.
That's just...
Yeah, that's like, I don't know.
That's just good, clean
going to
fun.
Florida and going to Disney.
That's just good, clean fun in the Philippines.
It's like going to Arizona and going to the Grand Canyon.
Right.
You just go, you're there. Authorities said they found 150 sexually explicit images of 18 teenage boys in his luggage and digital camera.
Dude, I think a lot of people can relate to this one. We all know people, okay? Some of you are even listening to this program right now, and you tell your friends...
That what?
You tell your friends and your family that you're going to Thailand.
Ah,
you're
right.
going to the Philippines. You want to check out Vietnam and go into one of those foxholes and see how claustrophobic it was and take in the local
and flavors.
And we, who have to sit there and listen to these stories, we have to make believe that you're really going there
really? Yeah,
for the tourism.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're going there to get cheap prostitution and most likely touch boys.
With underage boys. Young boys.
There's someone we know calls from time to time and says how he's going on another trip to Vietnam or Thailand.
Because it's such a great place to go.
Yeah.
It seems like such a fun place to go.
Year after year after year. I'll almost buy it that, you go once.
Yeah.
Almost. Barely, though. Because out of all the places you go in the world, Vietnam is not on my list.
You better have had a pretty long resume of trips that you've taken before you go to Vietnam.
Oh, yeah, because that's what happens, too.
Like, you don't just go, I don't know, Atlantic City, Vietnam.
Right.
Because you're going there for a
maybe
reason.
if you've been taking trips abroad.
I'm a little bored with Greece.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't say Greece. That's another place you go to.
But you might be right. If you've been taking a different trip every year for the last 20 years, you're running out of places that you want to see before you die. So sure. But anyone that's going back there twice, stop.
The only time you should be going there is if you're a family member of somebody that was downed in a chopper and you're looking for body parts to bring home.
There are so many.
That's it.
There's so many times I'm biting my lip like I want to tell this person, you really want me to believe that was the reason you're going there.
Is there anyone else you're talking about but Oedipus from BCN? Is there anyone else you're talking about? Because if you know 2 people.
Like I said, Anthony.
Is there anyone else on your list?
People in our lives that announce that they're going to the Philippines or Thailand, and they announce they're going for a reason that is not the truth.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
That's
don't
all
want to
I'm
name
saying.
names. That's fine.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Anthony.
You still talk to these people.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's fine.
But it comes up from time to time, and you're sitting there like, you're not fooling me, dude. You're just not fooling me.
Yeah.
Stop. Go tell somebody else.
Did the Goodyear blimp crash?
That you want to take in the countryside.
Yeah,
wow,
yes,
Goodyear. It crashed where?
Yeah, the Goodyear. Is that really a crash, or it's just like a slow deflation? It's the most uneventful crash ever. It's crashing, and you can just videotape. The guy was videotaping the whole thing. I think he had to change tapes. It's just like it's going down. Here it goes.
Yeah.
You know, if that was filled with hydrogen, this would be really exciting, but it's helium. There it goes. It's slowly deflating like a kid's balloon after a couple of days, and the pilot's waving to us.
When did they
boring crash?
And when did they move Grand Canyon to where?
Arizona.
Sausage King.
Anthony, I
Yeah.
want to know when they moved the Grand Canyon to Arizona.
All right, ass fuck. Where is the Grand Canyon?
Colorado.
You are the dumbest son of a bitch on the face of the earth that you know nothing about.
He hung
Colorado.
up. He hung up.
Colorado. That's where the Grand Canyon is.
I believe it's Arizona and then part of California.
No, the Grand Canyon is in Arizona.
There's a part that's in California. Someone help me? No?
No.
Anyone?
Not California.
Anyone?
Some may sneak up into what's up there. Utah? Is Utah up there, or is it that other...
Look, man, I think on the far left of the Grand Canyon, it kind of starts in California. It's not as impressive,
No.
but it's just... No?
Grand Canyon is pretty far away from the California border.
Is it... No?
Punch it up. Take a look. I know a little bit about everything. I don't know everything about everything.
I'm not saying it's somewhere where you want to visit, but I hear things, and I hear maybe part of it's in California.
But you've been there.
Yeah, but I was in the Arizona one, the Arizona part.
You were?
Yeah. This guy went to Thailand. Let's go to Joe. Hey, Joe, what's up?
Hey, guys. You guys are great. That's Howard. But anyway, I wanted to say, my wife,
Wait.
What?
What?
Yeah?
Your phone stinks. You
wait, hold on.
All right, Joe, call back when you get a better cell. I'm sorry. He went to Thailand with his wife or something. We'll get the story later. Frank on Whackbag.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Frank?
Nothing. All those rubes you see on TV,
Yeah.
I seen them at 5 o'clock this morning when I was delivering the papers on 42nd Street.
Okay.
All them jerk-offs were walking around carrying the signs in.
Oh, the cheap yellow submarine signs?
Yeah, a lot of them must have made them up at home
right.
or in their hotel rooms, and they carried them all up.
All right. Thank you, sir.
And also, Grand Canyon is in Nevada, too.
Yeah, a little piece of Nevada.
I mean, that's what I meant, Nevada.
It goes up by Lake Mead National Recreation Area is up there.
Yeah,
it kind of goes in.
Anthony, don't show off.
All right, thank you, Frank.
I'm
Flushing
looking.
out.
I'm not faking out anybody. I'm looking at a map. Is what I'm doing as we speak. And Grand Canyon is
a little Utah too, I believe, right?
No,
no,
that's not what I see. The Grand Canyon is in Arizona.
The Grand Canyon, as we know it, is in Arizona.
And then
I understand that.
Like
but
it's not just all of a sudden a stream and the Grand Canyon and then a little stream.
Right.
It's a part of it is a part of the river that made the canyon is in Nevada.
Okay.
The little tip of Nevada down there. That's it. Okay. A little more geography lesson.
But Nevada, very close to
borders
California.
on California. Yes,
See?
it does.
See how I could have been confused? I like this separation game we're starting to play. So I'm not that off.
Whatever works, right?
All right, we're gonna break. We'll get Ben Bailey in here.
Yes.
We got Lounge Against the Machine here as well. They're going to perform for us today. We like these guys. They used to perform at the old joint. So
the old joint.
So we'll give them some time. As we go to break, it's Anthony's wedding planner. Check this out.
You're getting married.
No.
Here's Anthony from the Opie and Anthony Show to help you plan the perfect wedding.
I'm talking to you. Are you listening?
First, you must carefully choose a wedding ring for your gal.
I went into one of those jewelry stores in Penn Station, and I think I spent $300 on it.
Right. Well, you should also make sure your betrothed gets along with your dear, sweet mother.
Your son is a scumbag.
Maybe not. Your wedding night, on the other hand, should be a magical one.
I believe I laid there looking at the ceiling with tears of regret and sorrow rolling down the sides of my face.
Just follow these simple steps and you'll have the perfect wedding. Just like I got nothing.
I was shocked. I was horrified. I was broke. Hopeless. What did I get myself into? It only took 9.5 years for me to leave. Never marry a wop! I was a broken, beaten man. And I had been married for 6 hours.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the Owen virus.
I'm a little exhausted. I have to get this off my chest quickly. The news has gotten me scared shitless. Seems a Massapequa couple out on Long Island and their son were woken early Monday morning by 2 armed robbers who locked them in the bathroom and ran away with their cash and jewelry. Nassau police said. Nassau County, Long Island. So they're telling... They said that late at night, they enter the homes through an open window or an unlocked door, something like that. I don't think they've been breaking anything. And tying people up, locking them in a room, and robbing them. So now I can't sleep. I'm serious. I cannot sleep now. I was up every hour last night.
Here's what you do, dude.
What do I
you got the advanced alarm system, which will wake you. And you guys sleep in one area of the house, and I know a guy in porn who does this. This might sound crazy. Get yourself a gun.
Yeah.
Get a gun, keep it in your room, And if anybody breaks in, you pull your pistol out, man. Because the alarm will alert you that they're there. There's no way they're going to get anywhere near your room
Before I can pull out the heat.
before you can pull out your pistol, man.
Lay down some lead.
Absolutely. You pull out a pistol, get night vision goggles. As crazy as that sounds,
Yeah, that's
why
Silence
not?
of the Lambs
Shut
stuff.
the lights out. Put on the night vision. I'd rather swing like a Mossberg, just in case there's a couple of them.
No, they'll
I don't
be
want
out
to have
anyway.
to be a. I don't want to have to be good with a.
I say you get a
single shot.
Get a shotgun.
That's what I mean. Get a nice
Mossberg,
Mossberg
okay.
riot gun.
I say you get a panic room.
I'm loving the idea of a panic room where just metal slides down in front of the doors and windows of my bedroom, and I'm just in there going.
I don't care what you take. It's all insured. Go ahead. You want to get me? Okay, look. I'll open the door for like a second, then I'll shut it again. Here we go. And no, I'm not going to open the door, idiot. I'm in here. You can't get me.
Where's the DVD? Where's the DVD player?
N-word, N-word, N-word.
Oh, no, you didn't.
N-word, N-word.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Just, please don't steal the mezuzahs from the door.
What's the mezuzah?
So how
Petrified.
Get a gun.
Yeah, how are you going to solve this problem?
I am going to get a Mossberg pump shotgun.
There you go.
And keep it. Because you know what I have right now? The only weapon I have besides my bed right now? No. I have a rapier. I have a sword.
It's not even real. It's probably one of your online ones, you mo.
No, it's a very...
Hold on, you. Put on your wizard hat with the stars on it.
I'm going to cast a spell. Look, I've rooted him. He cannot move.
I'm a level 70, and he's still kicking me in the balls and duct taping me. This isn't right.
What level are you? I didn't see your character available when I signed on.
Level 357. Oh, I see.
Avast!
Have it get a
Leave
shotgun.
these premises,
Avast.
lest I run ye through. What a faggot.
When you taste my steel, home invader.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in a sword fight. I'm Errol fucking Flynn.
He'll tie you to the radiator with the fucking thing that closes your robe. Your wizard robe.
Oh, Christ.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading. The Opie and Anthony Show. XM202.
Longer than that.
Oh, good.
Good evening. You guys just want me to start singing? No Good Morning, Richard Cheese?
No, good morning, Richard.
Sitting at home with my dick on hard, so I got the black book for a freak to call. Picked up the telephone and dialed the 7 digits, said, yo, this RC baby, are you down with it? I arrived at her house, knocked on the door, not having no idea what the night had in store. I'm like a dog in heat, a freak without warning. I have an appetite for sex, 'cause me so horny. Oh, me so horny. Oh, me so horny. Oh, me so horny. Girls always ask me why I fuck so much. I say, what's wrong, baby doll, with a quick nut? You can say I'm desperate, even call me perverted, but you say I'm a dog when I leave you fucked and deserted. My dad'll be disgusted when he sees your pussy busted. Your mom'll be so mad if she knew I got that ass. I'm a dog in heat, a freak without warning. I have an appetite for sex, 'cause me so horny. Oh, me so horny. Oh, me so horny. Oh, me so horny. Everybody sing along, won't you? Oh, me so horny. Oh, me so horny. No one sing along, for God's sake. You said it yourself, you like it like I do. Put your lips on my dick and suck my asshole too. I'm a dog in heat, a freak without warning. My appetite is sex, 'cause me so horny. Me so horny. Me so horny. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rock. Bravo.
Richard
Good
Cheese
evening.
in studio. What's up, Richard?
Oh, man. Good to see Opie and Anthony. Thank you
Good to
so
see
much.
you.
This is such a nice place. This is so much better than the dive he used to play in.
Yeah.
We are so
Place
glad. And
was
there's
a dump.
It was. And thank you for all the pictures of the ladies. This is lovely.
We got quite a collection started here.
Quite a collection.
It's lovely, beautiful starlets and singers.
Yeah, this is good. How long have you been in this room?
About in October it'll be a year.
It's so cute.
They built this for us.
Fabulous. They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's your room. There's a big Opie and Anthony sign.
This whole place is going to be ours out there.
Really?
Doesn't it have a feel and a smell that says the Opie and Anthony show?
It's mostly the smell.
Yeah, mostly.
Not so much the feel.
Sorry about that.
Let me just say, speaking of feel, how about these guys, the band? I brought the kids in, the whole band. On the bass, Gordon Bree. Play a little bass there, Gordon. And then on the drums, Mr. Frank Fetta, everybody. And on the piano, the great Bobby Ricotta, everybody.
Pickle in the ivories.
That's right. And I'm Richard Cheese. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me in. We didn't even get practice. We just walked in and started singing.
It was set up, and you guys were playing, and
Just
you're
went with
singing
it.
within 3 seconds of actually setting everything
That's
up.
right. Very Vegas. Very
Yeah.
live. Very swinging late night show. We're very
Absolutely.
excited.
And Richard, you got a new album out, huh?
I do. You know, it's a brand new CD. It's called Aperitif for Destruction.
I love it.
And it's available in stores everywhere and at iloverichardcheese.com. And also at iTunes, which is good, which sort of helps the motherfuckers who like to download the music illegally. This gets them a head start. It's already been formatted into a tradable, burnable format, so thank you.
Great. I see you sell thongs. I love Dick.
Yeah, I
Girl
brought some
thongs
actually.
are available?
I was hoping there'd be a bevy of hot female producers on the show.
Yeah, well, look around.
And I'm exactly 100% wrong on
You-
what I saw.
yes,
but these
you
are
are.
them. These are the hot thongs. These are great.
We're
They
smart,
say, I love
Richard.
Dick.
We're smart. If we knew that there were hot women all around all the time, we would never do a good radio show. So we had to sacrifice that part.
Well,
of our lives.
that's why they're
The
not
show
here.
is really good. The show is really good. That's how many women there aren't around here. 'Cause it's seriously, I have not seen this many dicks since this morning, when the band woke up in bed next to me.
That'll
Seriously,
happen.
get a chick in here. One girl would be nice. Can we get a
Please.
listener to drive down?
One girl.
Remember the old days when
Calling
there were
all whores.
you know,
Yeah,
chicks
calling
coming
all
in?
whores.
Yeah.
Well, we could get some girls down here to get their I Love Dick panties.
That'd be
think
good.
that'll work?
Sure,
Absolutely.
why
It's
not?
a size 2. So someone medium, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
All
you
right.
haven't seen our listeners.
Yeah, that now you're asking for a lot.
You might want to staple 2 of those together.
Okay, I will. Hey, can I get a chair for Richard Cheese?
And that's
Yeah,
being
why
kind.
doesn't Richard Cheese have a
Yeah,
chair?
where's my damn chair?
We should say hi to Ben Bailey, too, who has entered the festivities.
Ben
Hello.
Bailey finally woke up.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Came in.
Yeah,
I
I was
love
stuck
that.
on the train.
It's the life of a comic, right? Oh, stuck on a train. Sure you were.
Yeah, of course you
I
were.
would have been. I only would have been a half hour late if it hadn't been for that 5-minute delay on the train.
That darn train. Don't you love when you're late for work or something? Because I used to do this too. You wake up, you're real late, because I would do that all the time. You drive to work, and you do hit some weird traffic thing that only takes about 5 minutes to get through, but it gives you the reality of the excuse.
Yep.
Because now you walk in and go, traffic. I hit it. It was an accident or something. And you're not really lying. You have some motivation for your acting when
Yeah,
you go
could
into the
actually
boss. Yeah.
Deliver it, make it believable.
Yeah, a little more believable instead of
stuck on the
I
fucking
can't
train."
believe the traffic today.
Rachel, you've come back.
It was truly awful. We're lucky I made it at all. What I can't stand is when you get somewhere and you had trouble getting there, and by the time you finally get there, everybody there is an expert on why you had a problem getting there. Right? You're like, I'm stuck on the train. Oh, you can't take the train at this hour? You fool. You should have gotten a cab. Oh, well, where were you when I needed you? You know what? I did take the train. It only took me 3 minutes, asshole.
Yeah, I'm lying,
I overslept.
idiot.
I'm lying. you
I'm a
douchebag.
liar. You're stupid.
Let's say hi to Fred in Brooklyn. Fred, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Tell him, Fred.
Hey, I was watching that Dawn of the Dead, and out of nowhere came that Richard Cheese song, The Sickness.
That's right.
Yep.
We did Down with the Sickness. Give me a little Down with the Sickness,
Isn't that
boys.
great?
Yeah, this is a great story. The director of the movie Dawn of the Dead, he was listening to the CD on the set, and one thing led to another, and they said, let's put that song in the movie. And they paid us. They actually paid us a couple grand or something like that.
Really?
And for every DVD that sells, we get, I think it's nothing. We get nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So that's pretty good. But it was great exposure. We got some good fans, including Fred, who, by the way, also a dude. I don't know if you're keeping track at home.
Oh, if you go with phone calls too,
It's all actors or guys.
This is a big, male dick fest.
Well, let me tell you.
It's one big sausage party.
Let's have a dick fest right now with a little Richard Cheese, a little
Yeah.
dick, if you know what I'm saying. Thank you.
Quit
That's me.
complaining and learn to love the cock, Richard.
Thank you. I might. As you paged through the Playboy that was right in front of my microphone. Now it's over there. You show up late.
I'm not sure what happened.
Fucking
Stole
steal
its
my
pornography.
magazine. My band is playing a little song
Yeah.
by Disturbed, ladies and gentlemen. Do you feel that? Oh, shit. Wah, ah, ah, ah. Wah, ah, ah, ah. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it flow into me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the dickness. Open up your hate and let it flow into me. I can see inside you the sickness is rising. It seems that all that was good has died. Oh no, the Bowery Ballroom, which we're playing at on Saturday night, is a scary place. Now that you've woken up the demon in me. All right, boys, will you give it to me? 2, 3, 4. Oh, wah, wah, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it flow into me. Why can't you just fuck off and die? Get down with the sickness. Fuck you, I don't need this shit. I'm down with the sickness. You stupid, sadistic, abusive fucking whore. Get down with the sickness. Here it comes. Get ready to die. Get ready to die.
Richard Cheese, everyone.
Thank you.
Damn.
Uncensored for the first time anywhere on
Isn't that
broadcast radio.
fantastic?
I love RichardCheese.com for more information. We should get him downstairs at the Steinway joint
Oh,
again.
imagine that.
The Steinway headquarters, Bobby, my piano player, the Steinway headquarters are right next door.
Right
Is that
downstairs.
right?
If you go down when you came in the lobby,
Yeah.
it's to the right.
So we can go down there and maybe jam, play a couple
Well,
the old Ivories.
John Valby might have wrecked that for everybody.
Yeah.
You know who John Valby is, right?
Mm-mm.
You really
I've
don't?
heard the name. I don't remember who he is.
He
call
does
him Dr. Dirty.
Dr. Dirty.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know
He's
this
an
guy is.
amazing pianist
Yeah.
that just happens to sing really dirty songs. The C word, everything, okay?
He says cunt?
And
Wait a minute, you say C word when you're on XM? How do you...
Well,
Yeah, we leave that to other people on the show.
Oh, that's nice.
It's like an old habit. We're used to doing broadcast radio,
Sure,
so we
sure.
still do the initial thing from time to time. So Valby was up here. He didn't have a keyboard, so we told him to go downstairs.
Uh-huh.
And we asked politely if we could use one of their awesome Steinway pianos. Like, what do they cost? Like $100,000 or something
Yeah,
crazy like
easily.
that? So he started playing just beautifully, and then finally kicked into one of his songs and just horrified everyone down there that had their suits on and stuff.
Did you bring a microphone down there?
Oh yeah, well we brought a
yeah.
cell phone and
Oh,
stuff.
the old days. It was a cell phone. Such good sound quality we got out of the piano.
It was hilarious.
$100,000 Steinway through a cell phone sounds just great.
If it's
Just
a-
the way they meant it to be heard.
If it's a mobile, T-Mobile, the quality for the Steinway is really good.
Is it? It's
Yeah.
got a Steinway setting on it, I believe.
That's right. It's got real Steinway tones. Speaking of which, we have fucking ringtones now.
Everyone's got ringtones.
We got Richard Cheese ringtones. If you go to iloveRichardCheese.com, you can download them. I swear to
See,
God.
that's a pretty cool ringtone to have, though.
Yeah.
Like, some of the people with ringtones are like, why does Newt Gingrich have a ringtone? Like, what? Some people, music makes a good ringtone.
Can I just say something? It's good to have you guys back. Am I right?
Thank you,
Because
Richard.
they're funny. Am I right, fellas? Are they funny or what?
Yeah, the band
says you're
concurs.
funny.
I like that.
It's so true. You guys, I missed you. Now you're back on the air. It is just a thrill and an honor. And I hope they're paying you. And I hope there's actually people who get the service.
Well, they certainly are.
How many listeners you got on this show? Any idea?
At least
How many people are on XM these days?
Well, I think listening to our show, I think we're up to about 180.
That's pretty good. That's about right.
108. XM has well over 4 million.
I was just at
subscribers.
XM's headquarters in Washington,
you
D.C.
were.
the other day.
You were down there?
I was down there. I saw the big sign. It says 4 billion served. I'm at 4 million served up on top.
Yep.
And it's a nice facility.
When we signed with these guys a little less than a year ago, it was like 2.1, 2.2.
Really? That's pretty good. It's
growing that fast.
I'll go out on a limb and say they've almost doubled it.
I don't know how you do the math so fast like that, but thank you.
Slow down. It's early in the morning.
I like to show off like that every so often.
Pretty good.
To the
Richard, the next time you come
male
by,
listeners.
you see all those cubicles, they're going to be gone out there.
There's a bunch of sales weasels out there right now.
Oh,
right?
they're all leaving, and we're going to have a nice performance area.
No kidding.
And we're going to have a pole for the ladies to do their
We're going to
thing.
build a stage, a pole, so when the ladies strippers come in and they bitch about having to take their clothes off, like they do now, we could actually put them in the work environment that they're used to, where they feel they could take their clothes off and do the pole act.
Can you get at home if Norton's here anyway?
Well, I think Norton scares him sometimes.
I love
clear
Jim
stuff.
Norton, by the way. I met Jim Norton for the first time on this show,
Yeah.
and now I see him all over. He's fabulous.
He's blowing up.
He's
That's
in
good.
he's
Here
in
spirit.
Texas.
Well, we're here all
bobblehead
morning
Ozzy Osbourne on
for
it.
you guys. We'll play as many songs as you want, and do not plug my CD anymore.
Oh, no?
Because you've already done it once, and that's all I need. I just want you to know I'm here for the love and for you guys.
Where
not
can
to
people
plug.
get the CD that we're not plugging?
No, I really don't want to talk about it. I'm not even going to do it.
You're not going to tell people
Absolutely
where they can
not.
get it?
Look at me, not even doing it. No
Where's
way.
the website that you don't want to give out?
Not doing it. This is my sincere love for you guys.
Yeah, right.
This is not. I'm not here to sell. I'm here to care.
Come on.
But seriously, you guys want to play another song? You want us to play a song?
Yeah, let's play another one here.
And by the way, Bobby Ricotta tickling the ivories through the whole segment.
Make sure you play
You
the.
tired yet? That's so impressive. He's
Make
the
sure you
best.
play some of the dirtier stuff because
Well,
this
that's
is
what we're
satellite
here
radio.
for. I would love to do. I'm looking at my CD. What's the dirtiest song on the regular set? How about we do a little 9 Inch Nails for the kids?
Oh, nice.
Start it up for us there, buddy. I mean, Frank.
Is this going to be just like the
Old drummer name. I get confused. You know what song it is?
Is this going to be just like Johnny Cash's version of Hurt?
Oh, man, how great was that record? Start it up for us, boys. That was a wonderful song when he did Hurt on the American recordings. Yeah, this is almost as good as Johnny Cash. Little 9 Inch Nails with a taste of Sesame Street built right in.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
That. Love this tune. Thank you, fellas. You let me violate you. You let me desecrate you. You let me penetrate you. You let me complicate you. Help me, I broke apart my inside. Help me, I've got no soul to sell. Can you hear the bass okay?
Oh, yeah.
Help me, the only thing that works for me. Help me get away from myself. I wanna fuck you like an animal. I wanna feel you from the inside. I wanna fuck you like an animal. My whole existence is flawed. You get me closer to God. He's beatboxing, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
You can have my isolation. Bass, you can have the hate that it brings. Beatbox hi-hat, you can have my absence of faith. Piano, you can have my everything. Singer, I want to fuck you like an animal. I want to feel you from the inside. I want to fuck you with an animal. My whole existence is flawed. You get me closer to God. God! Thank you. That was Frank Fett on the drums and the beatbox. How great was that? He does that with his mouth.
That's amazing.
Let's call
My
his girlfriend
God.
and have her describe what he does with that when he's not playing at the gigs.
What else he can do?
She's asleep. Well, that hasn't stopped Opie and Anthony before.
I love RichardCheese.com.
Thank you.
Ah,
I
is
love
that
it
it?
too. Hey, by the way,
and you got a gig in New York?
We're playing Saturday night at the Bowery Ballroom, and it's sold out though. So, but you guys are welcome. In fact, everyone on the staff who's a girl and Opie and Anthony can go.
Wow, that's rough.
Sorry, guys, but seriously, sex change operation, anything.
Please, just a woman, any woman.
But I know that I don't know how long you want us on the air, but I do have a topic that I'd love to talk about at some point that involves me swearing a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Because I'm very angry about something, and this is the only radio show.
Vent.
Go for it.
This
That's
is
what
the
it's
platform
about.
that I've been waiting for, but I need to take some water. Can I get some hot water for tea?
Hot water for
Because I
tea?
wow, my throat hurts.
What the hell happened to us? It used to be all about the booze.
Well,
and the pot.
It's a little early.
By the way, congratulations to Boston.
What happened over there?
The whole city?
New York may be America's most intoxicating city, but when it comes to pot, Boston and Boulder are on a higher level.
Right. All the college towns. They said that all the college towns, which is a big surprise.
This is pretty sick, actually. According to a new government study, 12.1% of folks in Boston and 10.3% in Boulder reported smoking marijuana in the past month.
12%?
That's what they're saying.
Wow.
That is a lot of people.
12.1% of Bostonians.
Seems really low.
Low?
Low? I'm
like
thinking
60%.
high.
You got to think of like.
I'm thinking high.
but that includes. Doesn't that number include like children, like infants and the elderly?
Yeah, I mean, slow
like
down.
That's
there, man.
everybody.
Jesus.
I'm sure if you said of college age, it would be.
Yeah, then it would be
higher
like, it'd be like
than
12%. 80 or 90.
If I could go out on another limb
It's
here.
more or less 1 out of 8 in Boston smoking the dope in the past month.
Hey,
1
you
out
guys
of 8.
remember smoke 2 joints?
Or math.
Give me a little rhythm and give me a C.
1 out of 8. I guess that's a lot.
Go ahead. That's a lot.
You've got to figure some people didn't admit it.
That's true, too. Uh-oh.
We got a song pertaining to your fabulous news item.
Great.
Oh, all right.
Gordon on the bass. It's awesome. Smoke 2 joints in the morning. I smoke 2 joints at night. Thank you. Okay. That's all we know. It was very timely, though. What we make up for with the quantity.
I've heard that song.
Yeah, we used to do that live, but,
You did?
the potheads in the band left, so that we don't have the legal right to do it anymore.
Yeah, is this a new band?
It's a brand new band. We've got a new bass player, new drummer, and the new piano player. And oddly enough, the original piano player is in town today in New York.
Really?
Out of Chicago. And the other piano player, who fucking sucked, is also in town doing a very plum gig this morning with the Hillary Duff Band.
Was on TV?
Yeah.
This
I think
morning.
it's on, whatever that, Good Morning America.
Today's Show had him on.
Today's
Is
Show?
there a little
There's
little
always
friction?
tension in the Richard
Little
Cheese organization.
tension. Are you tough? Are you like a tough?
I'm a pussycat. Do I pay you guys well or what?
Because I'm thinking, we got another Paul Anka over here.
Oh, let's
I've
talk
heard
about
the
Paul
Paul
Anka
Anka behind the scenes tapes, and maybe you're like that.
Did you really? Are there Paul Anka tapes?
Oh,
You haven't heard the Paul Anka? Oh, my God.
Wait till you hear this
Yeah.
fucking scumbag go to town.
He just put out a new CD that
Yes,
is in
he
direct
did.
competition with the Richard
It
Cheese
is
Empire.
absolutely.
And
You've
that's
been doing
one of
this.
the things I was angry
I was going to
about.
ask you about this because you've been doing this a very long time, and now you got these guys that can't sell records anymore, and decided this is a way to go, and they found a niche for themselves out of nowhere.
I just
so it's like Paul Anka, old school guy, doing exactly what you're doing, Richard.
He just put out his new CD, which is called Rock Swings. Not as clever as Lounge Against the Machine.
No.
And it's got Smells Like Teen Spirit on it, which we do in our act. It's got what's the other song on there? Do you have that Paul Anka CD up there?
Yeah.
Dedicate a song.
The problem is there's no humor involved in the
it's
Paul
not
Anka
funny.
stuff.
And there's a
Should
couple
do one of
songs
his
on there.
songs, man.
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing it.
Do a Paul
You should do a
Anka
version
song.
of one of his old songs.
Having
Right.
My Baby.
Next one.
Just Having My Baby.
Or you should fuck him like an animal.
Having My Baby. Thank you.
Let's.
But I just found out he sold. Now don't play his fucking CD while I'm here. Just
We
read
wouldn't
the
play a
titles.
CD.
I was going to play it to show you how bad it was.
Oh, I heard it. It's horrible.
All
I
right.
mean, it's
I want to
great
hear his outtake.
if you like shitty.
All right, no, we'll play his outtakes.
You
You
gotta
haven't
hear
heard
him
Paul
yelling
Anka
at his
yelling at
band.
his band?
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Oh,
'Cause
this
that's
is-
what I need. That's the
this
ammo
is
I need to turn the country away from. Because we sold 1,000 of our CDs last week. He sold 8,000 in his first week out.
Son
Who's
of a
buying
bitch.
that? I know, and he took, I'm
Well, they
just
got
angry.
these old Paul Anka fans that think they're going to get something that they
Richard, you
they
sound
enjoy.
so angry.
I'm bitter. You know what I am? I'm bitter. I'm going to record my own backstage tapes, but I don't yell at the band. I yell at someone else's band.
What happened with the keyboard player?
I'll tell you that story. It's a good one. Here's the Paul Anka CD. Hold on a second. He did Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol, which is what we were working on for the next album. He did Love Cats, which we do. And Black Hole Sun, he stole that. Stephen Eady did that 5 years ago.
Stephen Eady did Black Hole Sun. That's right. I forgot about that.
Fuck you, Paul Anka.
Yeah.
Hold on. He does Wonderwall by Oasis. You know any of those, Bobby? Yeah. Screw him. Screw Bobby.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Bobby.
But now what happened? You had a falling out.
Well,
because I noticed it's a whole new band.
Well, the
Are
first
you one
keyboard
of those
player,
guys
he left because he was married and his wife was in Chicago or something. He was too far away, so he moved home. So we let him out. So I got this new guy. We auditioned this new guy. His name was I don't want to say his name, but it rhymes with Gorin. Okay. And he showed up in the band, and he was slick, and he was cool, and he did a couple shows with us. And then one day, you know, we've got like 10 shows booked in August, and in July, he calls me and goes, "Hey, man, Gordon, do your impression of his voice."
Yeah, because we're all going to know.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. He goes, "Hey, man, listen, I got a gig with Hillary Duff's band. I got to go. I'm going to be his touring, you know, their touring musician. I can't turn it down, man." I'm like, "Okay, well, you know, I got 12 gigs booked. What am I supposed to do?" So he just left. And he also got paid for his last gigs. And I didn't have to pay him, and I paid him all his gigs.
Why did you pay him?
I thought he was going to reimburse me for the airfare for the gigs that we had booked. He didn't do a damn thing.
Look at the tension going on.
I'm telling you.
In the
it hurt,
lounge against
but
the machine.
luckily, as soon as he ditched, we got this new guy, Bobby, whose name also Bobby Ricotta. Total coincidence. And he's really good, and he's on time, and he hasn't bailed on me for any tours. Is that correct? Still in the band, really good. And also, he looks black, which helps.
Well, I think it's more.
I'll go Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Well, he is, but if you look in the CD, he totally looks like a brother, and he's like giving us so much cred.
Some street cred.
Some street cred. So thank you, Bobby, for staying in the band. Oh, there's a CD.
That's pretty good. Something tells me, though, you wield an iron dick with the band.
No,
because
I'm not that bad.
I think you're
I'm
probably...
not that bad. I mean,
no?
the other the first bass player, he might have done something with a girl in a hotel room in Vegas.
Oh, well.
That might have not been to her liking.
Ah! All right, some bad room service, I would assume.
No,
from what you're saying.
it was I don't want to talk about it because I think I'm not allowed to, but he had to go.
He had
to go. It was him or the band going to jail.
You know, when those allegations rear their ugly heads, sometimes you just got to cut your ties.
Or the band going to jail. That's what you want to hear.
The band and the whole Richard Cheese thing going into the tabloids.
Wow. That'd be actually, it would probably be good. You could put out a prison album like Johnny Cash, Lounge Against the Machine, and Cell Block D.
We really would like to play in a prison. If there's someone over at Rikers could just book us.
There you go.
That would be a pleasant gig.
I got fucked up the ass last night. You know,
I read an article
whole new
that
repertoire.
Those guys in Rikers, and God bless them, I'm sure that they're all on drug busts, which are totally stupid. They use their own feces as a weapon.
Right. I have heard
this. That is a sweet...
How do they do it, though?
They put it in their mouth and spit it at the guards.
Nice.
I'm serious.
Why would you have to put it in your mouth? Couldn't you just throw it at the guards?
Well, I think they want the propulsion and the surprise factor.
A lot of surprise that are coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might, if the guy raises his hand and wind up, you might be able to duck out of your way. But if you're just looking at some guy in the face and going, hey, boy. Well, of course, it's like 1920s on a chain gang. And, what am I doing?
Hey, boy. What you doing in there, boy? What we have here
That's right.
is a mouthful of feces.
And he just spits it out at you. Now you got trouble, right?
That's dedication.
How is that a weapon?
That is dedication to the act right there.
Remember that great song by Pat Benatar? Give me a B.
Ooh. Oh, a B.
Stop using shit as a weapon. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Paul Anka's going to record that tomorrow.
Fucking Paul Anka comes out with a CD the week after mine. He sells 8 times as many CDs, and he's on Letterman.
Fuck Paul Anka.
I'm calling Letterman's show every week for 6 months. Hey, you got to have us on. We're funny. Dave will like us. The whole Letterman band loves us. Will Lee plays on our fucking CD.
Really?
He played bass on American Idiot. So I call up the booker, and I'm like, hey, we do lounge versions of contemporary rock songs? And they go, oh, yeah, Paul Anka's on this Wednesday doing that.
Son of a bitch.
How about
Paul
go to Jay Leno?
Anka.
Jay Leno, very, very funny man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait. No, I won't do that show.
Oh, boy. All right, listen.
Now, that's Jimmy's favorite.
It's loyalty.
Jimmy was just on Jay Leno. Jimmy Norton.
Jimmy Norton is very.
He was just on like 2 days ago, on
That's
Monday,
great.
actually.
Was that his first time on there or second time?
Second time, and then
That's
he
great.
sat down with Jay and
That's very
had
nice.
a great long conversation, cracking the audience up and making pedophile remarks about Hillary Duff, who was sitting next to him. Hillary Duff coming up a lot today. Look, Hillary Duff
she's on right
TV.
now.
What is with Hillary Duff?
She's on the Regis and what the hell's that girl's name?
Jenna
Lee Harrison.
Jenny Lee Harrison.
I don't know which one of the Janets
Let
or
me tell you.
Chrissies that she is.
I don't know. Which twin were you in that TV show?
That is an excellent Regis.
I love it.
That's a very good Regis.
Well, it's just you gotta just plug your nose and yell at everything.
I do an impression of Edward G. Robinson I'd like to do for everybody right now. It's
All
from the
right.
movie Key Largo. Can I have a drum roll there, Frank?
All right, let's hear this.
Edward G. Robinson addressing Humphrey Bogart's character, who formerly served in the military. Edward G. Robinson about to be shot, but he knows, so he's trying to cut a deal with the character, and here he goes. Soldier! 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 Thank you, I'll be here all week.
Wow.
Edward G. Robinson.
I felt like I was there.
Wow,
I love
I had
that.
my eyes closed and it was just like it.
It sounded like Richard Cheese doing a bad Edward G. Robinson.
Why isn't Hillary Duff on our show? She's doing the press
She's doing
junket in New York.
everything.
She looks good.
She
She only
sure
works
does.
with Paul. She's lost a little weight.
Hey, let's go to the phones, Anthony, because we were talking about shit, and Jeremy has something here. Jeremy in Jersey, go ahead.
I love this
Hey,
show.
what's up, boys?
God, the piano playing in the background just mellows us all out.
You like
makes
it,
us
or
all
do you want
happy
it-
at
do you
night.
want it?
I love
No,
it.
I love it.
All
Keep
right,
it going.
good. Keep it going. Nice.
Go ahead,
Some
Jeremy.
shit music, Bobby.
Hey, listen, you got to give him a recording of that Shit Dick song so he can cover that next time he comes in.
The Shit Dick song?
Have you heard the shit dick
No,
song?
I'd love to hear that song.
Yeah,
Do we have the shit dick song? We haven't played this one in a very long time.
Is it about ass?
You think
fucking?
you think you guys could work up a version of this?
If in a few minutes, sure, get
So
some time.
our faithful listeners would just love you.
We got time this morning. Can
Love
we get
you.
some headphones for my good friends Bobby, Frank, and Gordon?
Wow,
in
that
the
would
band?
Are you insane?
You don't have
That would
headphones?
be
What is this, a
lovely.
radio
Are
station
you
or
kidding
a
me?
satellite network?
It's yeah.
It's a work in
Still a
progress.
radio station?
This is I had trouble getting my own headphones. That's how they are around here.
You got pop screens.
Oh wait, these guys want to hear the song, is what you're
Well,
saying?
they're going to need to hear it at some point.
You know what we could do? We can play it. We'll turn off all the mics, and then it'll be on the studio.
in the studio. Okay, that's good.
And then maybe you guys leave the studio and try to work up a quick version. And our
Bobby's so good, he could probably write it up in
Really?
on the spot.
Here's Shit Dick. You want to explain Shit Dick, Anthony? It's from
Well,
what,
there's Panzerfaust Records. Panzerfaust Records.
They have disbanded.
Yeah, because they were partners that ran Panzerfaust Records, and one of the partners found out that the other partner's mother was Hispanic.
Uh-huh.
And since Panzerfaust is a white supremacist label,
Right.
This kind of shook up the corporate world over there at Panzerfaust.
A little bit.
Which is really funny when you think the guy probably was so nervous keeping this secret for so long.
Yeah.
Panzerfaust, yeah.
Eric, we're going to need someone to get the lyrics for these guys immediately. So
that'd be great.
They got to transcribe.
They only
lyrics.
handled white supremacy, racist, homophobic bands that would sing these songs. And this song, "Shit Dick," is about the homosexual community and some of the celebrities that are homosexual.
This
and
is
how this guy
perfect
feels
because
about him.
I'm looking for new material for our new Greatest Hits
See,
record.
and this is something I don't think Paul Anka is going to cover.
And this could be one of those B-side things that some of these
that
artists
really
do.
takes off.
One of
Let me
those
tell you,
obscure
track.
songs that you just happen to
Yeah.
have. At the
Let me
end
tell
of
you
it.
about
The
Paul
hidden
Anka.
track.
That's not listed.
I'm very angry about Paul Anka. Don't say his name
No?
anymore because it totally angers me.
You just said it.
Oh, fuck.
The P word.
The P word. It is the P word.
We
Yeah,
have
the
audio
P
of
word.
Paul Anka losing his mind. We'll play for you.
I
as
can't
well.
wait because I can put that on my website and say, don't support
Yeah, listen to this guy.
raving lunatic.
We'll give you a
Support
copy.
me.
He yells at his band like they're animals.
There's a great Buddy Rich recording.
Yeah.
The great Buddy Rich doing that on a bus. And I love that track because he says, "You fucking guys, I could play better shit out of my ass." And you hear a bus engine through the whole tape. It's so good. You hear that. So good.
All right, here we go. For Richard
All right,
Cheese
this
and
is
the
Shit Dick,
band.
and we're gonna cut
This
the mic.
is one of our
This is
faves.
Bobby, so you can pick it up.
We're always trying to find ways to play this.
This
We
is
always
it.
try to find an excuse to play this lovely little ditty.
We hate all shit. Andy Warhol, shit. Mick Jagger, shit. eat shit dick. But slamming shit dick. Boy George shit dick. Freddie Mercury shit dick. David Bowie shit dick. Rob Halford Judas Creek shit dick. Shit dick. Rock Hudson, Liberace, Dim Neighbor, Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger, Fitz fucking shit dick, Truman Capote, shit dick, Richard Simmons, shit dick, Rod Stewart, shit dick, Richard Gere, Bud Turbulent shit dick. We ate the funky shit dick. Funky shit dick. You're sick, sick, sick.
God damn it. I love that song.
That is so good.
We love that thing. We haven't played that in a long time.
That's really good. Yeah, we can work up a little.
You can work up a version of that,
You know,
Richard?
loungeify it, give it a little more swing class.
Richard
We'll work on
Gere,
that.
but gerbilin shit dick.
We don't have to do it
Wow.
now. I don't have the lyrics yet, but let's do
Yeah,
it.
the lyrics, because, you
Let's
know,
tease the quarter hour.
the
and say
lyrics
coming
are
up.
star-studded.
What we'll do is we'll
They are good.
we'll take a break in a little while. The band, leave the studio. You work it up a little bit. Maybe
yeah.
hear the song again in Steve's studio, and then we'll come back and do that.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll totally do that. That's good.
Hawk, where are you getting those lyrics? You just typed those up?
On the fly.
From memory?
I think you missed a couple, but he did a very good job.
I'd like to volunteer to do the fart noises.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that'd be
there you
awesome.
go.
That's
But
okay
we
with
need you to
everybody.
do them not just like the original song. You need to sort of lounge your fart noises out.
All right. Let more
And by the
loungy
way,
fart
that
noises.
as a song guy, I think. And by the way, what a great title for myself, song guy. that is a really well constructed.
Isn't that good?
Song because they didn't just repeat shit dick over and over
Uh-huh.
again and throw names in there. They built a real song. They had a verse, and then there was a bridge, and then there was a turnaround, and there was a refrain, and then they did that double time with the call and answer.
Right, right.
That's a great song.
Isn't it
What's the name of the artist?
Who did that? We just know they were on Panzerfaust Records.
I'd love to
Had
find
a
out.
little racial
because
problem.
Every time we sing a song, we pay a royalty.
Record company.
Yeah. Well,
By the way-
Panzerfaust was an anti-tank weapon that the Nazis used to use back in the day.
I
You know,
have-
and by the day, I
Back in
mean
the
the
day.
40s. You know,
in the day.
back in the day.
Back
You
in the
know,
good old days.
when we was hanging in Poland and shit. Back in the day,
in the day,
G. We was
September 9th,
blitzkrieging all
1939.
over to Europe. Yo, B. Yeah.
I don't ever laugh when I do these radio shows because all the rest of the DJs in the United States suck. And you guys are funny, and I
Richard,
love
thank
that.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
You don't even know because I'm on 100 radio stations all the time.
I can only imagine.
We were just on Z100, and those guys are sweet. I know these people for a
But
long
it's
time.
regular radio,
It's regular
too.
radio. They're not
They have to be
hilarious like this. It's
We
so
hope you
very
can.
nice.
We hope we can
can't
ruin
play
it
shit
for
dick.
regular radio. Yeah.
I hope
Did they
so.
play shit dick?
Oddly enough, they did, but it was Shakira's version. Let me tell you though,
That is sexy.
It's sexy because music is an entity unto itself. I'm
Corn.
quoting Shakira out of the USA Today. Remind me, speaking of Panzerfaust, I also have a Nazi record label story about my old label that I want to tell you guys later.
Really?
You think I hate Paul Anka?
Well, we got Paul Anka clips for you.
Oh, I can't wait. I got to tell you about my old record label, Oleo Records. Let me get that spelling right.
Oleo?
So the slander and libel suit.
Why have I
can
heard
be
of
very
Oleo
accurate.
Records? Who else was on there?
They put out
Right.
a lot of independent stuff. They put out the Richard Blade.
was Jackie
flashback
Martling? Yeah,
record.
Jackie Martling
that's
was
his
on
label.
Oleo Records. I remember him always hawking his wares and.
Let me tell you a little story about that label. We have time now?
Sure.
What time is it in real time, by the way? Do we have time?
It is 5 minutes. Well, now, if we say the time during the replays, it is about
5
6
till?
minutes to the hour.
To the hour.
To the hour.
And we don't. There's no Arbitron, is there?
And there's no commercials. We
There's
just
so
we stop
fucking
when we
good.
want to stop.
There's
love
no
you guys.
nothing. There's no ratings. There's no accountability.
Right,
There's
that's
no
perfect.
nothing.
My
There's
gut instinct
just
was like,
XM's money.
I was just thinking to
in
myself,
our
we got to
pockets.
get into that 5 minute till break.
No,
So we can
oh
get
no.
into the news at the
And
top
the
of the
hatred
hour and do
of
the legal
shit.
ID.
Hatred to shit.
Oh man, I love this.
Wow.
The hatred of shit dicks.
Well, the old record label, when I first did this Richard Cheese album, this first label bought my first CD for $7,000. That's what they paid. $7,000 to record the entire album.
7 large.
16 songs for $7,000. $500 or less per song.
Now, at the time, were you psyched, thinking, "Hey, I'm making money with my music"?
I'm thinking I'm going to be on a record deal. I'm going to have CDs in every store. I'm thinking this is going to be huge.
Right.
And I did the whole album with just a couple guys and musicians, and it worked out great. He put the thing out.
This is deja vu, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I was about to. Go ahead. We have a little story too.
No, you go.
You first.
And then we'll tell the exact same story.
Oh, good. Well, it gets so much worse than I think any other horror story I've heard in the music industry. So he put out the CD, and it sold maybe 5,000 copies, and he just stopped doing anything about it. I go out there and I start working it. I come into New York. I go on the Opie and Anthony show when it was on FM. Those were the days. And then we sold CDs, and we were promoting, and it was great. And then he calls me up and says, "Hey, we'll do a second record. We'll do your second record for the option." Now, my contract said the option was $15,000 for the next record.
All right.
Great. $15,000. I'm making double as much. I can do it twice as good an album. And he goes, "No, but I'm only going to give you $7,000 for the second record." I said, "But the contract says $15,000.
Did he pull the legal term contract schmontract?
He did. It was so much
It's
better
hard
than
to get
that.
out of.
He said, I know, and my lawyer said to him, "Argument?" And he said, "Argument, schmargument."
That's what happened. God, I hate that legal jargon.
I know. So he said, "No, I'm rich. I'm only going to pay you $7,000. Take it or leave it." And I said, "But the contract says you have to pay me $15,000 if you exercise the second option." I said, he said, "Well, then I won't exercise the second option." And he walked away. Release me from the contract. I'm like, "Okay, fine, you asshole. Then I'll go put out my own CDs." So I put out Toxicity, my own CD, and it went well, thank you. I said to him, "Look, I'm going to put out my own CDs. Are you cool with that?" And he said, "Sure." He said, "I'll write you a letter that says you're free and clear."
Uh-oh.
He writes me a letter. You can use Richard Cheese. You can say the name. You can run the whole CD and do what you want without obligation. So I put out Toxicity. Great. I put out I'd Like a Virgin. I'm holding these up for the radio audience, by the way.
I see that. And
I
so
have
do
2
the listeners.
CDs out there independent, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? RichardCheese.com is his website right now. I should own that.
Absolutely
Who should have OpieandAnthony.com?
Well, we had a fight for our
Yes,
website.
we did.
You did?
It took a good year.
And you won, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't fucking not be
An
Opie and Anthony and own it.
An anti-fan had the site.
I'm kind of getting some thing here because I see your website is iloveRichardCheese.com.
Exactly.
And not just RichardCheese.com.
And you can't imagine how much I enjoy saying those extra 2 syllables 100 times a day. And people coming up to me going, "Hey, can I go to your website, RichardCheese.com?" I go, "No, don't go to RichardCheese.com," because he set up his website. By the way, I love Bobby playing beautiful, lovely music behind my horrible legal nightmare. He has RichardCheese.com just selling the first CD and no information about my other CDs.
Now,
So I'm
you
like,
don't
"You're
get
cyber squatting, you
Do
bastard."
you get any money?
I barely get any money from that
Yeah.
CD. And so anyway, I've been fighting him to get RichardCheese.com back, and I said, "Look, man, I'm Richard Cheese.
Right.
You told me it was okay for me to put out Richard Cheese CDs. I have a trademark on Richard Cheese now."
Maybe you should shorten your name to Dick.
I got DickCheese.com.
Oh, you got DickCheese.com?
DickCheese.com. I called this porn guy in Florida who owned DickCheese.com, and I
he was
said,
dying
"Hey,
already."
man, look, you're not using it. It just forwards to cyberfoxes.com. If you pull up cyberfoxes.com, pull up DickCheese.com on there, and look what comes up. Opie, read that if you see it. DickCheese.com. I love this guy. He was
I
so
don't
nice.
have BenBailey.com. I had to use the real BenBailey.com.
See?
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
so-
because Ben Bailey could be
this
another
is
guy.
it's a British, some guy in England.
This is so great.
This is hilarious. You go to
Tried to
DickCheese.com,
sell it to
Anthony.
me.
Yeah.
It says, "Welcome to DickCheese.com. If you're looking for lounge singer Richard Cheese, click here. If you're looking for top-notch explicit internet porn, click here."
I split this
You're in good
DickCheese.com with this porn guy. He was so nice.
That's hilarious.
That is pretty cool because now 2 people are sharing the same link page.
That's right, and he gets
Yeah, that
my
works
traffic
well.
and I get his. And it's a
Isn't that
beautiful
great
thing.
how you're
We work
working together?
Exactly.
And that's a really
Can we play We Are the World for this?
Hold on. This is a tough decision though, Richard. It's like, do I go to the lounge singer Richard Cheese or get top-notch explicit porn? I don't know which one to do.
I guarantee you everyone does the porn first.
Wow.
They go right to the porn
Absolutely.
page, and they get their rocks off, and then they're like, all right, what was I doing again? Oh,
I'm
yeah,
looking for Richard
Cheese.
Cheese, but
Yeah,
I got
but
a couple extra minutes.
I gotta click on this.
Richard, our story really fast. We put out a CD called Demented World.
Uh-huh.
Sold well over 100,000 copies.
Oh, my God, that's
we
great.
maybe saw 10 grand each, maybe.
We got so rooked
maybe.
on this.
I don't even think we saw that much, right?
No,
Ed?
no.
And then the guy decided to stop. Well, go ahead.
He decided to stop paying us at all. All of a
Wow.
sudden, all these CDs are out there. He just stopped paying us.
And know why he decided to stop paying us? Because we were bitching on the air for a year that we weren't getting paid.
We weren't getting paid, so we started bitching about it on the air. He finally calls us up and goes, heard you bitching about me on the air. Said, yeah, well, we haven't been paid. He goes, well, you know what? Now you're not getting paid. But
oh, my
he
gosh.
stopped. So you're not going to pay us? Even though you haven't been paying us, now you're really not going to pay us. These shysters.
Please tell me you've sued him.
No.
Why not? You can get a lot more dough out of that. I'll sue him for you.
We
You know what I say? Sue Shmoo. I
went to high school with her, by the way. Huge tit.
Some Asian girl. She was beautiful and quite a slut.
We knew that we were in trouble with this guy, Richard. Yeah. He was representing Bozo the Clown.
Right. But not the original Bozo.
Contract.
Not
the
original Bozo the Clown. And then he actually
But does he have the real website?
He was trying to. He was trying to be our agent as well. So he was bragging with these stories of people he knows and things he's done in his past. He actually told us a story. You know the song Na 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 Na
Sure.
Hey Hey. Do you know who sings that?
I do. It's
Very obscure band.
It's got an S in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
One hit wonder.
Water vapor.
Sweet or sweet or
Steam.
Steam.
No. Steam. That's right.
It is steam.
He claims that he.
Wait, I think I got it's Steam.
Oh,
Am I
very
right?
good. Very
That's it,
good.
Steam.
Is it A? Steam.
This guy who wanted to be our agent.
What is steam?
Was telling us that he was in the studio while this band was doing this song, but they didn't have a name.
Uh-huh.
And he
He
saw
saw steam, and it was this long, stupid manager-agent type story where they go into these long-winded things. It takes forever. So I saw steam coming out of the radiator, and I said, why not call the band Steam? And they went, what a great idea, and as we know, the name of the... Shut up.
Yeah.
I was with a manager one time, and he's telling us this long story about how this other manager he was with, they were fighting over clients all the time, and this one manager turned down this one client, and he signed her to a contract on a napkin, a cocktail napkin, in
the
a
old cocktail
bar,
napkin
and
story.
they signed the contract, and do you know who that artist was? And now now it's a game. We got to say... Heart? No.
Was it
Pat
Shit Dick?
Benatar? No. Yeah, Panzerfaust is Shit Dick. No. And you're just sitting there going, could you just say this so I could go home?
Oh, that's
that
awesome.
artist was Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Hey, that's
How
fantastic.
about that?
I love that. I heard
He
Scott
wanted-
Shannon this morning on the PLJ doing a story about which starlet has herpes. And they were doing the mystery question of the day.
The answer is D, all of the above.
Yes. That's an interesting
Oh, that was
But I was
subject.
just like, wow, Shannon is getting
Get the
into
post.
some
That's the
good
blind
stuff.
item in the post today. They had a couple
Yeah,
good
blind
ones.
item, exactly.
They had a couple good ones today. And then the same guy was trying to get us to sign a 5-year contract in the middle of a food court in a mall. With a big
Because he wants another story for next time.
With a
And I
big
was in a food court
Yeah.
and I signed it on a root beer napkin.
and that was Opie and Anthony.
He brought and remember he brought his muscle with him, that big
Yeah.
scary black dude.
Brought a big
It
black
was
guy
almost
with
like
him.
you will sign this contract.
Anyone could sit in an expensive office. I use food courts and pass the savings on to you.
How many people could close
Right.
a deal in front of the Cinnabon?
Yeah,
the way,
right?
to finish
Try
the-
the chicken chow mein here. It's wonderful.
To finish
Only
the
the free
story,
samples.
Yes, sir.
just to finish the story, the reason we were in the food court.
When your food has toothpicks stuck through it, you know you're dining in style.
Look, hors d'oeuvres.
To finish the food court story, we put out this Demented World CD, Richard, and we toured. We kind of toured the CD. We went
Did
to
signings everywhere, all over Massachusetts.
we went on that mall tour.
Right,
We
right.
went to all these malls and record stores, and no joke, there was a few that we were there all day, 6-7 hour signings.
Unbelievable.
And we're just thinking ka-ching, ka-ching in our heads because we weren't making any money, and this is like, we're finally going to make some cash for, with what we do. So he wasn't paying us, and we finally meet in the mall at the food court, and now he's going to give us.
He's
going to
give us our checks. So now we're like on the way there. Me and Opa going, this is great. Finally, we're going to get money. This motherfucker better have 10 grand, at least 10 grand each for us.
And that would only be maybe part of the money.
Part of the money. And it's like at least in good faith, it better be a check for 10 grand each.
This guy was like selling T-shirts and posters and counting the cash in the back corner.
Oh man!
Oh, it was all cash. He'd sell these posters and T-shirts.
We didn't see
and
one
be
dime.
in a corner, and you just see his arm moving in here, and you know he's not jerking off. He's out just wads of cash, and we never
looked
saw
up every once in a while.
one.
Keep it up, boys.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Keep going, boys.
Keep going, guys.
It's going great.
Good
Things
work.
going great.
Thumbs up. His big green stained thumb. Thumbs up. Yeah, you son of a bitch.
Because we were
He's
just
got pictures of like friggin' Benjamin Franklin on his thumb from counting hundreds.
We were just happy to be there because, this is huge exposure. The CD kind of went all over the country, not, but a few here, a few there, all over the country. It was exciting,
Yeah. So we had nothing?
So
he didn't have a check for anything?
Oh, he had a check. I think it was for $1 grand each.
$1 grand each, yeah.
$1,000 each. He slides it in the envelope like a big money deal's going down, like a ransom for a hostage thing is slide back. A suitcase of cash. And $1,000 he slides it. And we are like, this son of a bitch. And he wanted to sign us at that moment. Hey, guys, here's the contract. It's a 5-year deal. Like, dude, you just stiffed us. And we're going to now sign with you?
Which item from
5-year
the food
deal, you
court
guys
did
get
you pour in his
$1,000 every
lap?
6 months.
Yeah, every 6 months. I know. I was ready to take my dry veggie burger.
Yeah, who knows what it was, but it was
I went
so
to high
sad.
school with her, too, by the way.
Dry veggie burger.
Big tits, Asian.
Also
Thank you.
Asian.
All right, so where are we at? We got the Paul Anka clips for
Oh,
you.
I want to hear Paul
Can't
Anka.
wait. You guys want
Got to hear Paul
Anka?
Anka.
Listen
Paul
to
Anka
this
just
scumbag.
losing his mind.
How he treats his band. You
The
guys
light
might have
and times of your
flashbacks.
life.
Oh, sorry, here we go. Paul Anka yelling at his band.
The light and times of your life. What is that blue doing over there on all the way to the middle, and then you shut it off? What is that all about? That was a fuck up. That was a fuck up. If I see that again, you're gone with the rest of them. Is that clear? That's just the way it is around here. You understand that? That's how fucking crucial this is.
That's how fucking crucial this is
Yeah.
my new catchphrase.
That's
Use
how
that.
fucking
Somebody-
crucial this
Guy had
is.
his amp in the wrong setting.
Yeah, it was something.
You got
it
that
was
turned
actually-
to the middle.
Yeah, what are you doing? It was actually something to do with, I guess, the way the lights he was pissed at.
I
He
don't
was
remember
pissed
on
the
that
way
one.
they came in and out of songs, and he threatens their jobs.
Well, here's the one where he puts them on fucking notice.
Oh.
You thought 8 things tonight. You're on fucking notice, John. I gave you a list. You had half a list that I gave you with shoes and everything on it. Okay? The guys get shirts. Don't make a fucking maniac out of me. The guys get shirts. You understand? We're not going to be as strong as our weakest link. The guys get shirts.
The guys get shirts.
Shirts. He's
What is
upset
that?
about the shirts.
They're all
I
hanging around
Yeah.
shirtless.
Yeah. The guys get shirts.
I chewed out Frank for losing one of our tiger striped ties, but he found it.
Yeah.
And everything's
You did.
fine. He's still in the band.
Did you
I'm
chew
not
him
firing
out,
you
though?
guys.
The guys
I didn't
get
say
shirts.
that it was that fucking crucial.
You're on fucking notice,
You're on
buddy.
fucking
The
notice.
Frank
But
or
yeah,
whatever
your
the fuck
Guys
your name
wear
is.
ties.
God, that's awesome.
This one's really good. Listen to this clip.
Now, guys, I'm giving you all 1 week to get this together. Okay? I'm giving you 1 week to play that music the way it's supposed to be played. I'm giving everybody 1 week. Everybody's got 1 week to do it right. Because I'm in my form right now. If you guys are not going to come up and support me with the enthusiasm I've got for it, it ain't going to work. I'm the only important one on that stage. And you are letting me down. Do you understand that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you understand that?
I'm the only important one on that
That's
stage.
it. He's the only important one.
I need to start being an asshole.
See?
That is why he sold 8,000 CDs last week, because he's an asshole.
Doesn't
And
that
that's
sound
the secret?
like a lot of fun, though?
Oh,
just
man.
getting up in front of a group of people that are supporting you and just treating them like shit.
Oh, boy,
I
that's
love
great. Well, I'm staying in this
Be a
business.
fun guy to work with.
Oh, must
Be
just
nice.
be a
Touring
treat.
around with Paul Anka, shirtless.
Well, we have one more clip.
Go ahead.
One more clip worth playing because he asked them if they like their jobs.
Now, we're all important in the totality. If you don't care like I care, I don't need you guys to take my money. Just like that guy last night that fucked up my crew and was short labor. I lost out $20 or $30 fucking $1,000 because my crew got fucked. You understand? You understand where I'm coming from with integrity? And you guys had better have the same thing. Because you're all replaceable. Do you all like your jobs? Do you want your jobs? Do you? Then you better protect his. Because if that happens again, he does not have that job anymore. You understand? You better make it right.
The band gets shirts.
Get shirts.
You don't know how crucial this is. Do you fucking like your job?
Wow. See, I like that.
Do you fucking like your job?
I like the new
You like
Richard
your job?
Cheese.
Well
Come on,
done.
Richard.
I love Richard Cheese.
My crew fucked me for $20,000 or $30,000. Do you not understand integrity?
Right.
I think I got it.
All right.
I think I got it.
That's
Thank you, guys.
good.
Thank you, Paul Anka, for giving me a reason.
You could go off with that Hillary Duff bitch.
Oh, jeez.
Use that one.
I actually did yell at him. That
You
was
did?
good. But he's out of the band. You can yell at him as you're firing him.
You want to hear Slice Like a Hammer? This one's pretty good, too.
Oh, absolutely.
We have millions of them. This will be the last one, I guess, for today.
There is a lot of loose shit going on, and I am telling you, you guys are on thin ice. All right? I'm telling you right now. And when I fucking move, I slice like a fucking hammer. You've seen it, and I'll do it again. When I tell you the band, you better look and make sure everybody's here when you walk in this room. I will not put up with this shit. You understand that? Oh, man. That's just the fucking way it is. Every one of your fucking checks cash with the amount on it. Do any of your checks bounce? Do y'all get full value on your money? I want full value on your fucking service. Do you hear me?
Oh, wow. What a scumbag. I love it.
Slices like a hammer.
Like
When
a
I
hammer.
move,
He'll
I
fucking
slice
pound
like a
you like a
hammer.
pair of scissors.
That's what I use.
It's like a
I know when
rap
I get
song.
You know what? When I get a nice filet mignon at a restaurant, I use a fork and a hammer. I just kind of, and it slices. Paul Anka's right. I never thought it would work.
I used to watch SCTV, and there was a character on the Days of the Week called Rocco, and he was
Yeah.
this dumb hitman, and he'd go, "Yeah, I'm crazy. Crazy like a snake." It's bad idiom.
Do we fail to consider the possibility that maybe the band is just awful?
Yeah, I know. We're sticking up behind the band. Maybe they were
Just
really
fucking
bad.
everything up.
It's a
He
bunch
really
of
legitimately
7-year-old
has a reason to yell at him.
It's a bunch of like 12-year-old kids in a high school
that would
junior
be
high
even better.
band.
Sitting there in their briefs.
They pull back, and he's yelling at all these kids in an
Kids, they're
orchestra.
crying.
Junior high.
I like his
That's
cliches
awesome.
that he uses,
Well,
too. When
you
you
know-
sit there and you're yelled at a guy that's saying, you're on thin ice, and we're only as strong as our weakest link. It's like you're getting cliches thrown at you.
Oh, man.
Stop it. A bird in the fucking hand is worth two in the bush. I have no idea what that means, Paul. Yeah, fuck you.
Well, get your shirt.
It means
Shut up.
Get your shirt.
This is
You know, a shirt has two sleeves and a neck hole. And you could all be leaving out of one of them. What?
Some
Paul?
of them have buttons, too.
Yeah, buttons.
We don't
And
have
I'm
time to get
buttoning
into that.
down this stage show and trying to make as many shirt references. You know, don't make me collar you and
Those checks are
Hem-
cash for the
hem-
amounts that are written on them.
legal tender.
Not a penny more, not a penny less.
God, that is awesome. I am so relieved because, you know, when I came in here this morning, I was thinking, I hate Paul Anka, but now I feel sorry for him.
Don't you feel sorry for him
And
now?
now it's okay that he
Such a
needs
tool.
that money.
This is riding over here thinking, I hate Paul Anka.
Yeah,
I hate
I know,
Paul
the whole
Anka."
time.
Like, all
It's,
day.
I hate Paul Anka and I hate Oleo
Anka.
Records. I hate Paul Anka, I hate Oleo Records.
Now you can vent.
This is
No.
addicting, though. We got to play another one now.
Oh, please.
He talks about Jesus Christ in this.
Oh,
clip.
this is
The
good.
only satisfaction I'm going to get is to lean your fucking asses like the coach of a ball team or any goddamn business till you get it. You understand that? Because if you don't feel embarrassed about it, and you have no conscience, you got no heart, you got no integrity. You understand that? Then all you do is you take the fucking money and you've got no substance. Remember that. People of substance and character care about what the fuck they do when they fix it. Okay? And I think you're working with me because I think that's the way you are. And I don't pull any punches with you guys. I am telling you that his job is on thin ice. And you know how fast I move. I don't care if you're a light man, a production manager, an agent, or a theater owner like last night. You understand? I have a new philosophy. I don't care if it's Jesus Christ.
He'll fire Jesus Christ.
This guy will fire Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Remember when Jesus Christ got fired that time?
Sad.
It was
care if
so
he's
awful
Jesus
because
Christ.
he was always late and he'd use that excuse about the subway. You know?
He hasn't.
Isn't
3
it?
minutes
You know,
late.
the saddest part is watching Jesus at unemployment,
Mhm.
sitting there with the woman going, Did you try to be the savior today?
I showed up at Paul Anka's rehearsal without a shirt.
But he's Jesus.
Jesus
He
hasn't
doesn't
worked.
have a shirt.
Jesus hasn't worked since.
I want to know what happened between Paul Anka and his ball coach.
Yeah.
You had to ream your ass like a ball coach.
Like a ball coach in sixth
Paul,
grade.
what-
That
what
makes you
happened
go
to you?
home and cry at night. Curl up in the
Little league-
shower in the fetal position.
His little league coach was fucking him in the ass. That's why he's
Like
such
a
a dick.
ball coach.
Oh, man.
All right, one more. We got to do one
no,
more.
No, you got to stop.
One more. Don't make me a
It hurts
maniac.
my face to
Yeah,
laugh.
we're all important in the totality. If you don't care like I care, I don't need you guys to take my money. Just like that guy last night that fucked up my crew and was short labor. I lost out $20 or $30 fucking $1,000 because my crew got fucked. Do you understand? Do you understand where I'm coming from with integrity? You
I've heard
guys
that
are
one
better
already.
than
With
me.
integrity.
Because you're all replaceable. Do you all like your jobs?
Play
You
this
want your
one.
jobs? Do you?
It's a little different.
Then you better protect his. Because if that happens again,
Remix.
he does not have that job anymore. You understand? You better make it right. If you don't do the job, you're gone. And that goes for everybody. That's just the fucking way it is. Because you got to do good. And as long as you got it good, you got to make it good. Get it fucking right. That's just the way it is around here. Do you hear me? You understand that? Don't make a fucking maniac out of me.
There you go.
Too late.
There you go. It sounded like the same clip, but everyone has done it. When you're arguing, you say the same shit over and over,
Over
again.
and over.
All right.
Paul
That was
Anka.
Awesome.
Make a fucking maniac.
Well, that solves all my problems, because if I can get that recording out there, I think that'll dip
gonna
into
give you a
his
copy.
sales and bring up the Richard Cheese CD
Richard,
sales.
this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, baby.
Trying to make me think what the fuck I did over here. Fucking Paul Anka, you motherfucker. Keep him here. Keep him here. No shirt.
You understand where I'm coming from with integrity?
If that came from a mafia boss, everyone should be scared, but
Yes.
it's Paul Anka.
Someone at
What
one
can
of the
he
shows,
actually do? Well,
they,
you know,
they
fire
refer to
you,
him
but-
as the Bat.
The bat?
Because he looks like a bat. Sometimes he's got that tux on, and
Holy
for
the
some
bat.
reason the collar seems extra high.
Yeah.
He's all tan and dark hair. He looks like George Hamilton.
Bat.
That's hilarious.
All right, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, baby.
Somebody's face.
When we get
Make a maniac out of me.
when we get back from break, we'll do Shit Dick. Cause
We'll
we
do
want,
Shit Dick
Yeah, because we
live
want you
with
guys
the band.
we want you guys to hear it again, just to make sure you
Absolutely.
got it. It seems like you do, but just to make sure.
Absolutely.
But as we go to break, why don't you do another
do a song
track
here,
off your
boys.
new CD there? It's ILoveRichardCheese.com.
It's a little tune by my good friends Green Day. Don't want to be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new mania. Can you hear the sound of hysteria? The subliminal mindfuck America. Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alien nation. Everything isn't meant to be. Okay, TV dreams of tomorrow. We're not the ones you're meant to follow. Well, that's enough to argue. Well, maybe I'm the faggot America, the subliminal mindfuck America. For that's enough to argue. Tequila! Thank you so much. Thanks, O&A.
More with Richard Cheese in just a bit.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony. Ooh, it's in my shoes. Ramon, clean this up.
Opie and Anthony, XM202.
Good evening, I'm Richard Cheese on the Opie and Anthony Show. Brass monkey, that funky monkey. Brass monkey junkie, that funky monkey. Cooling by the lockers, getting kind of funky. Me and the crew are drinking brass monkey. This girl walked by, she gave me the eye. I reached in the locker and grabbed the Spanish fly. I put it with the monkey, mixed it in a cup. Went over to the girl, yo baby, what's up? I offered her a sip, the girl, she gave me lip. It did begin the stuff for in, and now she's on my tip. Brass monkey, that funky monkey. Brass monkey junkie, the funky monkey. How about this band, ladies and gentlemen?
Fantastic.
How about this XM satellite radio? Am I right, people?
Oh, yeah. We can all get shirts.
How about that Britney Spears? Is she something? You got a dry martini, thinking you're cool. I'll take your place at the bar and smack you off your stool. Monkey and parties and a reeling and a rocking. Deaf girls, oh, y'all jocking. I drink it, I think it, I sing it, I be it. I love Brass Monkey, but I won't give Anthony no beard. You got the bottle, we got the cup. Come on, everybody, let's get bumped. Brass Monkey, that funky monkey. Brass Monkey, chunky, the funky monkey. Brass Monkey, the funky monkey. Brass Monkey, the funky chimp.
Wow. Richard Cheese at the band.
Thanks, fellas.
Playing New York City. We're not promoting the gig enough here.
Well, it's sold out.
Oh.
I don't need to promote it.
Oh, look at that. You just
Fucking
came by to
sold
say
out.
hi. That's
yeah,
great.
I told you I'm not here for promotion. I'm here for the love.
We love when people just come by to say hi.
You think
for
I'm going
the
to come
love.
on this show for your 180 listeners? No, I'm coming on for you guys.
And Ben Bailey in studio as
And
well.
Ben,
here.
by the way, nice to meet you.
Ben, where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at Mohegan Sun Casino, owned by Indians, tonight.
Yes.
That's a
At
great place.
11 p.m.
They're trying to
Tonight?
take back the Hamptons, the Indians.
I hope they
are.
do. That'd be awesome.
Did you see that story in the paper?
Yeah.
All those multi-millionaires out there?
Yeah,
with
because
their...
that's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to give up, like, the most expensive strip of land in the country. Let's give that back to the Indians. Not like Staten Island or something. If they start giving Indians back land, which will never happen anyway, I don't think they're going to start with the Hamptons. Yeah, the Hamptons, then let's give them Beverly Hills, and we'll work from there.
Beverly Hills.
It's going to be like 3 Mile Island,
Rodeo
all the places
Drive.
that no one can even go to anymore.
All
We
the
love
super
them.
fun sites.
Glowing building, very good. Gods come very happy with us having land. Buildings glow with joy, and children have 2 heads.
Here's the real story really fast. Hamptons Warpath, the Southampton-based Shinnecock...
Warpath. They got
I know. Hamptons
Racist
Warpath.
newspapers.
The Southampton-based Shinnecock Indians.
Shinnecock.
Shiny cock Indians.
I love them. Actually, there's a whole tribe of female ones, the Shinnecunts, that are even more vicious.
They are
than the
very traditional.
And they will take your money.
Yes.
Shinnecock Indians yesterday fired the first arrow in their battle to reclaim
How many more cliches?
ancestral lands, filing a federal lawsuit seeking the return of 3,600 acres of prime real estate stolen by the state a century and a half ago.
How will they do it?
They're considering actually giving it back to them because the area is really in need of rain. You can't have it, but you can dance there whenever you want.
It truly is another non-story, but
They just
basically...
need to smoke a peace pipe about this.
That's it. Relax a little bit.
Oh my
huh?
God! Now I'm thinking of F Troop. All I can think of is Crazy Cat, and when he goes, "It is balloon." Oh, I loved F Troop. What a show!
The Cowie Indians.
The end of the Civil War was near, and quite accidentally. I don't know the words. Thank you.
Almost had it. Close enough.
It just gets the band all started. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
We do know a couple TV themes, and I'd like to do one this morning. Is now a good time, or should we do this other
Well,
one?
why not?
We do have Richard Huff on the line, too, here.
We do?
We have a little business with this guy,
Go,
Richard
baby.
Huff. He's
I got all day.
He's now our favorite columnist in the Daily News.
Yep.
Richard Huff.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, how are you?
What's up, Richard?
Howdy.
So far, so good.
Love the
Richard Cheese,
your
this
latest
is,
piece.
I just want to show Richard Cheese. This is why Richard Huff is our
Oh,
favorite.
I just saw you have a big write-up. That's fantastic.
Another big write-up from Richard Huff.
And this one, if to fill people in, the first thing Richard Huff did on us about a week or two ago, was it?
Friday.
Last Friday was a piece on this assault on the media that we're doing that has resulted in one reporter being fired. All right, Opie.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Arthur Chien from CBS News. He got fired because he one of our pests came up behind him with an Opie and Anthony sign during a report. He thought he was cut away from, thought they went to tape, turned around and said, what the fuck is your problem, man, to the guy, and he was actually on the air, so they fired him. And our fans take these signs, find the live shots going on around the city, and hold up the sign. And
That
say,
is a
"Oh,
lovely
hey."
likeness of you guys.
Isn't that
on the sign.
fantastic?
That's very good.
Great.
Very lifelike.
And he did a story on our pests and how they've been doing this and how it's annoying to the reporters and whatnot. And we kind of unloaded on Richard a little bit, and then we talked to him later in the show that day, and found out he's a pretty fun guy and stuff.
And has a sense of humor.
And we talked to him about how these listeners that do this, we refer to them as pests, because our listeners are indeed pests.
Yes.
If you do something that annoys them, whether it's people that are enemies of the show or us, you know, they will be pests to us. They're
they
just
attack
pests.
us too, Richard.
Well, there you go.
Yes,
they're like mosquitoes in your ear on a summer evening when you're trying to go to sleep. Pests. So Richard did a great story about how these pests do this and how many letters he received and emails and how the pests handled his story. And it's really a funny piece, Richard, I got to say.
Well, thank you.
Did it with a lot of humor.
Yeah, the headline is One fans send pest regards. So I assume you got a lot of email from our pests.
We did. I did, and it's funny because there were, some were very logical and respectful and that sort of stuff, and then others just attacked me, as you could see, and I included some of those.
Yes, the personal.
I think those are fun.
The personal attacks are very funny.
Well, my favorite is, you, sir, are a balding tool.
God,
damn. You know what kind of balls that takes to write that in your own column about yourself?
I know.
Hey, look, the problem I have here, though, is that do you know any young person that uses the word tool? So I think the guy probably looks like me. And that's not what you want in your audience. That's the thing you need to be concerned about.
We've kind of brought the word tool back.
You have?
Yeah, we kind of been using it for years because it's kind of a fun thing to call someone a tool.
It's like a
NEW, yeah, you tool. And at NEW, before we could really curse, it was pretty much the only thing we could say.
We had to find those insults that you could say on broadcast radio.
Hey, I don't take those things personal, so it's fun to put some of those in there, and I actually like the Crisco line in the last letter.
Yeah, that's not bad either.
But they were all over the board. Some of them were favorable, most of them were not favorable, and some of them just went through a litany of things.
Now, since we had our little love fest last time, have you been getting any letters from listeners saying, hey, that's pretty good?
You know what? I got a couple, and I think I included one in there. I believe I did. But there were literally a couple that came through, maybe 5 or 6, where they said, look, I was pissed off at you when I was reading it, but then I heard you on the show, and, hey, you're not half bad.
Yeah.
Somebody said, hey, you had the intestinal fortitude to go on the show. Or testicular fortitude, I think was the term the guy used.
And that's true, because a lot of these guys will write about Ant and I, and then will hide behind their article and never come on the air with us. So.
Yeah. You know what? They're pests, Richard, but they're also puppets. We work them by strings. It's amazing. All of a sudden, we can hate you, and they'll turn around and turn their venom on Richard Huff, and then we have a conversation and go, "Well, Richard ain't bad," and they're like, "Yeah, Richard ain't bad." I'm a brainless pest.
Jerry Springer can fill an audience every day too. So
yeah.
Were there some comments you wanted to include, but maybe your editor or the newspaper in general just said, "No way, could we go with that"?
Well, there were just, look, I chose which ones to include.
Yeah.
Just some of them were just long, rambling things going through the history of your show and all this other crap.
Yeah, they'll do that.
There were lots of just, attacks on the media itself, which, to include some of that and make it fun and, just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I tried to, a good cross-section. Obviously, there were ones that were just filled with bad words you can't use in a newspaper.
Yeah, I like some guys will write about the media and actually make very valid points and sound intelligent, and then other ones is just news bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
There were a bunch of those. It's
good.
like, why can't we upset reporters? They upset, well, the reality is no, they don't, you don't have to talk to a reporter, as I said in the piece. But so there were some of those sorts of things. So, now we're turning it on the media. We're doing it against the media as if this is a gigantic game we're all playing here.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
And then there was one guy who sent like a 2-page letter and said, if you use any of this, you can't edit it. So that immediately cut him out.
Oh, right, because, it would be a whole piece on just his letter.
Exactly.
Some self-important pest.
Right. I got to have some room for my own big-headedness.
Hey, Richard.
There's a picture.
We want to ask you about something. You finished your article by saying, for the record, this is not the first time I've been told to find a new career. Some of my colleagues suggest that often. Also, Connie Chung yelled the same thing at me in 1995 when she was extremely unhappy with something I wrote.
Got to fess up to that, Richard. What happened?
That sounds like a good story.
It was during the Oklahoma City, if you remember back, the Oklahoma City bombing situation. Connie was out there, and She said something on air, and then some firefighters took issue with it. I think she was. I forget exactly what it was she said, but she pissed off some folks out in Oklahoma City. And we had written about that, and it was on a Saturday morning. I'm outside, I'm full of dirt and whatever, and my wife comes out, and she's like, Connie Chung's on the telephone. And you know, my wife tried to tell her, look, he's busy, he's got his hands full of dirt and whatnot, and so she was upset at that point. So she just laid into me, you know, so many things wrong about the piece, blah, 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 and you should consider finding a new career.
Ah.
So and that pretty much ended the conversation.
Boy, a lot of people have suggested that to you, Richard. What?
Well, maybe I need to find something else.
Did you want to call her the C word?
Yeah.
Chung.
Do you have a tape of her yelling at you, kind of like Paul Anka?
No, I was sitting there standing in my kitchen getting yelled at by an angry news reporter.
Man.
Well, we definitely enjoy the piece.
Thanks.
Very nice. And what else is going on in the TV world? I see it's Tube Talkers. That's what we're doing. So I guess it was a slow day for television.
Well, you know, I had all these letters. I didn't want to let this go.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be something next week.
Like a real column?
Yeah, exactly.
Anything hot on television? What do you think of this Hell's Kitchen?
You know, it doesn't work for me. I don't care about this guy yelling at his people. He's just a little too over the top.
Yeah, I don't know why I find that entertaining, though. I kind of like these subordinates being yelled at. Got to give Paul Anka one of his reality shows, him yelling at his band.
That would be so great.
But yeah, I kind of like that show. I could see getting bored with it pretty quickly, though.
Yeah.
Like it's got a pretty short shelf life. What are you looking at that's pretty good?
You know, I'm all over the place. I think I mentioned that dancing show last week, Dancing with the Stars, which again went up this week.
I can't see it. No.
I don't either.
There's a picture of Evander Holyfield uncomfortably holding a female dancer in the paper today.
Yeah.
It's so
I heard he's
goofy.
terrible.
It is so
it's
goofy.
ballroom
That's
dancing.
part of it.
Yeah.
The Hit Me Baby still continues to be sort of interesting.
Yeah, well, we'd love to play clips like we have for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite shows to goof on.
As we're recording it, big time radio show, as we're recording it here so we could play it today, somebody has been changing the channel of our television in our office. And
so now we got like the
missed
Home Shopping Network taped instead of Hit Me Baby One More Time. So
which is fascinating.
I think we're going to get a copy of that, and we'll goof on that on Monday. I love that show, though.
Yeah, and that's why it's so fun.
What about that 30 Days on FX?
You know, it got pretty good reviews. It's kind of interesting to watch. You know, I saw the first one where he goes and works for minimum wage. It'll be interesting to see how it does down the road.
You know what I'm almost feeling with this guy is that whole Michael Moore thing.
Exactly.
Where he made the movie that was a really big hit, and then goes to TV, and Michael Moore's television show was just a bomb.
Exactly.
It really bombed badly, and he does well with the movies, and I think that might be what we're looking at here. But I'm talking out my ass because I haven't seen it.
Well, in the case of Morgan Spurlock, though, this show sort of falls more in line with what you know about what he did.
Right.
You know, the Michael Moore show is more about opinion and that sort of stuff rather than just, you know, a concept.
I'd say it was a little biased, too, and one-sided.
Well, no doubt about it.
Just a tad.
And if you don't agree with the opinion, then you're screwed.
Yeah, but at least Michael Moore was, like, pleasant to look at on screen.
Oh, hot.
He's an attractive
Super
fellow.
hot. And people call me a balding tool. Could you imagine?
That made us laugh so hard this morning.
Hey, Richard, is that a recent picture of you?
Yeah.
All right. No, that's good. At least that's honest and stuff.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just saying
is.
some of the people, like, who was that, Kay Gardella?
Yes.
Had a picture in there from, like, the 50s. I think, like, who's behind her? Bing Crosby or something? Behind her in the picture?
It's great when you see the picture of the columnist, and eventually they end up on TV or what have you, and you can't believe it's the same person.
Ann and Dear Abby used to.
Exactly.
Because Abby had a picture for a short period of time, I remember growing up, that actually looked hot. Like, Dear Abby's picture looked hot. And then she pops up on this talk show, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, she's got that
stretched
stretched
face.
face.
A lot of times that happens. They take the picture early in the career and they never change it.
Yep.
No, that's me. So
that's not true for you, Richard. You're
that was
actually,
one accurate.
You are hot.
Is it a joke around the newspaper? Do you go, look at this picture of this person?
No,
laugh about it.
It's you mean in my case?
No, I mean around other people's pictures that you know are really like 15, 20-year-old pictures, and you go, Bill's still using this picture or something.
You know, for us, we're just sort of used to it, you know.
Yeah, you joke about it.
All right. Well, Richard,
you laugh at your coworkers.
Thank you.
Richard, thanks for the exposure. We We appreciate it. It is a really good read to the listeners out there. Pick up the Daily News today. A very funny column by Richard Huff.
Hey, Richard, you should come see my show and write a big feature on me next week.
That goes for me, too, Richard.
Yeah,
There you go.
right.
Everybody.
Ben's show.
Everyone involved in the show.
I have
You can
pests
put me
of
in
my
True
own,
Talk.
buddy.
I got to get back to TV, guys.
We
You
own
said it
some of the
before.
guys at the newspapers. We can have them
That's
plant
right.
stories.
Run a story on Bailey and run a story on the cheese guy.
That's
Immediately.
Hey,
Right off
Richard.
the presses.
You have any openings in radio in case I need a new career?
Yeah, why not? Come on over. We'll give everyone a job.
Yeah, we'd like to talk TV with you from time to time, Richard, because I know you're going to move on to other things now.
Anytime.
We'd love to have you on again. You do good radio.
Thanks.
Thanks,
All right.
man.
Take care, guys.
It's Richard Huff from the Daily News, everyone. Thanks,
That is
Richard.
fabulous.
Who
You
thought
guys
we'd
got this
end up
huge
being
article.
friends? You should have heard us last week
You-
talking about this guy.
Trashed
It
him, huh?
was everything that satellite radio is made for.
wow.
This guy was the biggest fucking asshole. What a prick.
His name's Richard Huff, so we started calling him, Dick Breath.
Dick Breath, because,
'Cause
Richard
we're so-
Huff. We were ripping you
That
off a little
is
bit. Tell him,
sophisticated.
Fred.
Thank you. Because we're so witty, Not
Dick Huff.
Take us with the website ilovedickbreath.com.
Yeah, because Dick Breath.
Dick
Takes
Breath
us
is
in
taken.
Links him to
Olio
a porn
owns
site.
Dick Breath.
Takes a special...
Really?
Dick Breath
Olio.
was taken by
That's
Paul
awesome.
Anka.
That's right.
All right.
Shirts.
Where are we?
I don't know, man. I love this show. You
Oh,
guys
by
are
the way,
so
the
nice to
article's
have
up on
fun.
all over the
openanthony.com for everyone or, somewhere else in the country.
The guys get
Hey
shirts.
guys, let's put down the Playboy magazines for God's
Yeah,
sake.
look
the
at them
band got
perusing
Playboy
porno.
magazines.
The band is pleasuring themselves.
Frank, put that down. Pick up the sticks. Put down that stick and pick up the,
The
other
band
two.
gets
Thank
pants.
Are we ready for
Put those
shit,
things
Dick?
away.
I think I want to try it. This is we
Give
just
it a
learned
whirl?
this 5 minutes ago. Let's play the original song so we get a taste of the
Oh,
original.
good idea,
again.
good idea.
Then
You
we'll go
actually
into
know
the,
how to do radio. Very
Baby,
good.
I used to work in the business.
Yeah.
I used to be a major market flamethrower.
You want to give people the contrast.
I used to say 25 minutes in front of 3 a.m. on Sunday morning. My shift. Coming up next, we got Powerline with Brother John, and then Dick Clark's Rockin' Countdown. I'll be pressing this button for the next 7 minutes. And then at about 25 minutes, I'll check the transmitter log on KZZP.
Holy crap, I forgot about that.
Wow.
Mesa,
The
Phoenix.
transmitter log.
Remember the transmitter log?
Oh, my God.
And remember you have to do the EBS test?
Yeah.
And remember if you played one commercial out of order and you didn't write the exact time, the traffic lady would come in, boom, 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 like that big
All pissed
orange
off.
monster
You
in the
missed
Bugs
the
Bunny
spot.
cartoon.
Yeah.
We got to do a make good on this now.
Make good, yeah.
Goodbye.
God, I love the radio.
right,
Those
here
were the days.
Here's the original
This is the
shit
original
Dick.
song of Shit Dick, and then
We'll give you a
start
little
it up.
taste of this, yeah.
Let's make sure we got this.
We hate all shitting. Andy Warhol shitting. Mick Jagger shitting. Michael Jackson shitting. Jeffrey Dahmer cannibal shit.
Oh, yeah, that's a little better for me. It's always important to take a good song and give it that lounge style. We hate all shit dicks. 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 Andy Warhol. Shit dick, Mick Jagger. Shit dick, Michael Jackson. Child molester and shit dick, allegedly. Jeffrey Dahmer, cannibal. Shit dick, butt slamming shit dicks. Rock Hudson, shit dick. Liberace, shit dick. Jim Neighbors, shit dick. Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger, shit dick. Fist fucking shit dick. We hate the fucking shit dicks. The fucking shit dicks. Fuck those shit dicks. Woo! Thank you, shit
stick. I'll be here all
Wow. The highlight of the week right
Nice
there.
job, boys. Thank you.
Bravo.
That's one
Richard
of the-
Cheese and the band.
Thank you so much. That's one of the songs we'll be playing tomorrow night at the Bowery Ballroom. And it's sold out, unfortunately. But if we get 500 of your 180 listeners to show up, we'll do a second show.
You know,
So
that
come on by.
has such a different feel than
Isn't
the
it
original.
beautiful?
The hatred is gone when you sing it.
It's still a love song.
It is.
They're all
it really
love songs.
is.
They love to hate these people.
It's more
but
a
it's love.
tribute to these people than a condemnation.
Do you
like
know
the
what I'm
Panzer Faust
saying
people.
about integrity?
Yeah, absolutely.
The band gets shirts. I'm doing that all week.
The band gets shirts.
God, that's awesome.
And you got to say it like 5 times.
He's
Let
so
him know.
great.
The band gets fucking
Bat.
shirts.
Guys, thanks for having us on. I kind of got to roll, and I'm not.
Please.
I'm not.
Thank you.
We
for,
got to roll out in a few minutes. We want to wrap it up with one big song for you, and I got to say this, and this is all. Play me some serious schmoozing music there, Bobby. I got to tell you, and this is
Ass-kissing
me
music.
out to the XM listeners who are here today, because 10 years from now you're going to go, oh, I used to listen to XM when it first started out. I was one of the first guys who listened to O&A. And I was there for him. And you guys, it's so
Like
good.
the people with the Betamax.
That's right. You were faithful to that format. It's just nice to see you guys back on the air. And I'm not kidding. If you don't know that people are listening and believing in you, not just the pests, but the people who've bought a new Toyota Scion and they got the XM installed, they are so lucky and grateful that there's an Opie and Anthony on the show. Big round of applause for Opie and
Thank you,
Anthony.
Richard. Thank you so much, Richard.
And with that in mind, we'd like to play a song that we've never played live. A little song by my good friend Slipknot. Do you think we can swing this one together there, Bobby? You know, it's Opie and Anthony.
We
They
want
don't
to say
care.
something about
Sure.
you, though.
Well, this is a song called People Equal. Oh, you want to say something to me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I'm ready. Play the shitty music again.
You're good, too.
Adam Sandler had this great stand-up act. I saw him do it at the Improv in like 1987, and he did this whole thing about his girlfriend being so sweet to him. She'd say, you know, Adam, I love you. You're such a nice, tender lover, and I think you're so pretty when you wake up, and you're so nice to me and sweet, and I just love you. And he goes, yeah, and all I could think of to say with her was, well, you know, you got great jugs. God bless Adam Sandler.
Some
Thanks,
people
you
much
guys.
better
This is
with
good.
words.
Let's do that People Equal Shit song. You know what
So
I'm
we're
talking
going to go
about?
out with another song. So let's get the plugs in. I love RichardCheese.com, Bowery Ballroom tomorrow night.
That's right, but it's sold out. I appreciate
All right.
everyone wanting
And
to
you'll
go
come
for
back
that.
and see us?
Oh, absolutely.
The official house band of the Opie and Anthony show?
I'll come back Monday.
Nice.
We'd have you back Monday.
I'm here. I'm here till Tuesday. I'm swinging.
All right. Richard Cheese back on Monday.
This is exactly where the song starts singing. Okay, good. We'd never play this live. World debut. A little Slipknot song from our new CD, Aperitif for Destruction, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if I remember the lyrics. Come on down and see the idiot right here. Too fucked to begging, not afraid to care. What's the matter with calamity anyway? Right, get the fuck out of my face. Understand I can't feel anything. It isn't like I want to sift through the decay. I feel like a wound, like I got a fucking gun against my head. You live when I'm dead. People equal shit. People equal shit. People equal shit. People equal shit. Come on. Satan. One more time, motherfucker. Everybody hates me now, so fuck it. Blood on my face and my hands, I don't know why. I'm not afraid to die, but that is none of your business. Overdo it, don't tell me you blew it. Stop your bitching and fight your way through it. I'm not like you, I just fuck up. Come on, motherfucker, everybody has to die. People equal shit. Everybody clap your hands. People equal shit. Come on. People equal shit. Let me hear ya. People equal shit. Everybody sing. People equal shit. What you gonna do? People equal shit. I'm not afraid of you. People equal shit. I'm everything you'll ever be. People equal shit.
Yeah, Richard Cheese and the band.
That was so fabulous.
I've been gangbanging, killing, stealing, robbing motherfuckers, selling crack, got my holes in the back. I don't give a fuck about nobody in this motherfucker. Let me show your ass something.
Radio for the angry golfer. The Opie and Anthony Show.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. The ONA virus spreading across America.
It's like I said, I'm going to be in, like, Berlin. Because you coming to the show, Anthony? I'm like, I'm going to be out on Long Island.
Going to be out in Shinnecock.
Well, yeah,
What are you doing on Long Island? I'm from Plainview, by the way. I want to say hello to everybody.
You're from Long Island?
I was born in Plainview.
Plainview,
Right
huh?
near Massapequa.
Sure.
All my friends who I went to grade school with.
Yeah.
Sharon Leibowitz, who I really had a crush on when she was 6. She probably looks hot now. She's probably 8 by now.
Oh, no, that was Fawn Leibowitz. Okay. She
yeah,
died
right.
She died in a kiln explosion.
Yeah. Very good, Ed.
I remember her.
Guys, thanks so much. You want to play that song now, or you want to just not?
We're
You
gonna
don't have to.
No, we're back time. We're gonna end the show. I
Oh,
swear.
so you're gonna okay.
We're gonna end the show with
I'm
another
gonna
track
leave.
from the Richard Cheese CD. What's the name of the CD again?
It's Aperitif for Destruction.
Right.
And if you buy it on my website, iloverichardcheese.com, tell us you heard it on ONA, and I'll mail you free shit with it.
Whoa. There you go.
Free bonus
There you go.
merchandise.
Our pests love
Thank
free
you
shit.
so much, guys. Keep up the good work. I'll
Bye,
be back.
band.
I love you guys.
Bye,
Thanks.
band.
Thank you, New York.
There you go.
They might be
Band.
back on Monday.
Very cool.
Thanks, fellas.
Do we have
I might be back. I'll be back for sure.
Do we have time to talk about this plane?
What happened?
The teenager?
What happened?
The Alabama teen busted in
Oh, yeah.
stolen plane prank? Did we get to everything we wanted to do today? Pretty
There's
much,
a lot
right?
of news we can stash for Monday if
Yeah.
we didn't
Ugly
get to
George
it.
is back. We got to talk about Ugly George on Monday. And, what else? Oh, the artist apologized, whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that
whole
guy,
big
yeah.
apology. You know what that says? Speaks volumes. It says death threats. It says legitimate, authentic, scared him to death threats.
Yeah, real fast. A Brooklyn photographer who tried to recreate chilling images of 9/11 by jumping from the roof of a Chicago museum, we talked about this for a while yesterday, apologized yesterday to an outraged city and the families of the World Trade Center.
Yeah, this guy
the
apologized.
The families of the victims, sorry.
Profusely apologizing. This isn't just people writing him or calling him and saying, I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. This is, you know when you leave in your Ford Explorer at 7:15 in the morning? You know, this morning when you waved goodbye to your wife? You know, it's that kind of shit. Do you want that whole thing to end in a fiery explosion?
What the fuck did this guy think was going to happen?
Yeah, what do you think? People are going to go,
be
hey,
like,
that's a great
"Oh,
idea.
Hey, look at that. Yeah, let's
You know
relive
what, though?
that a little if we can.
He knew what was going to happen because he did it in Chicago. He was already hiding behind what he was attempting.
Yeah, but the type
He
of
probably got
attention.
what he wanted. He's on the
Right,
front
right.
page of the Post.
And his
For
words.
being a
Yeah, but you know
douchebag.
what? People email me about that. You guys talking about him is just, you know what? But he has to have talent to back it up. Yeah, so he'll be famous for a week or two, and then he goes away
Goes
forever.
away because he stinks.
I am extremely,
Infamous.
this is his
Yep.
words, I am extremely, extremely sorry for the families of the victims that have been hurt by this, he said.
And
This
for
is
his
not
next
something.
project.
This is not something I meant to do. I did not mean to open this up for any of them.
Just for him.
So
For his next project, he wants to help them relive what they felt when they heard about him doing this.
So he's apologizing today, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And it looks like he was scared shitless.
I hear he's going to light himself on fire to Great White music. And, what? Shut up, you fucker. Shouldn't have gotten crickets.
Anthony, turn off the lights when you're done.
What, are you leaving?
I'm leaving. My God, man. And then, really fast, this teenager who decided to take a plane on a joyride, and you're thinking they're saying he never flew a plane before.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, saying that if something happens in an airplane and a regular passenger has to get in the cockpit, could he possibly land the plane? A jet, obviously, a lot more complex and bigger than a Cessna, which is what this kid was in. But the principles are all the same. You know, you pull back, you go up. Push forward, you go down, throttle, forward, backward. So this kid knew how to fly a plane, and I guarantee you he used a Microsoft Flight Simulator, which fills you in on how to fly a fucking plane. You will know all the mechanics to flying a plane.
He just took a plane?
He
just
got
hopped
in,
and
found the
took
keys
off?
in it, never flew before, started it up, took off, and landed.
Yeah,
a couple of times.
Yeah, here's the story.
Delta has offered him a job.
A 14-year-old boy stole a Cessna and went on a late-night joyride, yet taking off and landing twice before being arrested.
He crashed the plane, came down hard the last time he tried to land.
Suffered minor cuts and bruises, though.
Yeah, but he took off, landed, and what surprised me, this was at night. He did this at night, which is even harder.
The teen allegedly took his mother's van from their home last night and drove to the airport in Fort Payne, about 5 miles away. He said he then found the key in the unlocked plane, removed the Cessna's tie-down, started the engine, and began driving around. The next thing he knew, he was in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing.
The teen, whom police said had never before flown a plane, was in the air for nearly 30 minutes.
30 minutes flying around, and then he lands the plane.
This guy is going to be a media superstar. He'll be on Letterman's couch within a week.
I'm sure.
Within days. Within days.
But the
really
software
is
that's out there now just teaches you all the mechanics to fly in a plane. You know, you don't have the actual experience of being in a real cockpit, but it really does.
That's a real thing, the Microsoft
and it's very technical. Like, everything you do in there is actually on a plane. Every instrument, it works the same as it does. It affects what you're doing on the computer like it does in a real plane. So you could learn how to fly on those things.
How old is this kid?
14.
14
years old.
Little fucker.
Just yesterday he was wearing a helmet to ride his bike around the yard.
Yeah. He takes off in a plane.
He's got to be the coolest kid in school now, you got to think.
1 minute. All right, one more plug there.
I'll be at Mohegan Sun tonight at 11 o'clock. Check out my website, therealbenbailey.com, and buy a CD or die.
Cool. Do you gamble at all at those?
Not really.
No?
I'm not a big gambler.
Yeah.
I would feel I'd be angry at myself for
what
a
you
long
for
time
losing?
if I lost money.
You go there, you do the gig, you make some money, and then you lose it.
I gamble it away and then kill myself.
All right.
But I wouldn't throw myself out of the window. That's inconsiderate.
There you go. Also, Jim Norton will be back on Monday. He's playing the Addison Improv in Dallas tonight through the weekend. 972-404-8501 for tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're going to leave with another song from Richard Cheese's CD here, Anthony.
The Michael Jackson song?
Yeah, I love RichardCheese.com if you want more info about Richard Cheese. These guys might be back on Monday. But we're going to leave you this week with a song everyone knows. The Girl Is Mine by Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He says there's some really funny stuff that only you and I and our audience would appreciate in this song.
All right.
So let's play this, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Richard Cheese. You know, so many years ago, Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney recorded a wonderful duet, and I'd like to do it for you with someone very special.
Every night she walks right in my dreams since I met her from the start. I'm so proud I am the only one who is special in her heart. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stephen Hawking.
I don't understand the way you think, saying that she's yours, not mine. Sending roses in your silly dreams, really just a waste of time, because she's mine. The doggone girl is mine.
I love you more than he.
Hey, you, anywhere.
Well, I love you endlessly.
Loving we will share.
So come and go with me to the town. The girl is mine.
Richard, we're not going to fight about this, okay?
Stephen, I think I told you, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I've heard it all before, Richard. She told me that I'm her forever lover. You know, don't you remember?
Well, after loving me, she said she couldn't love another.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, she said it. You keep dreaming.
I don't believe it.
Mine, mine, the girl is mine. Mine, 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 mine.
Mine.
The girl is 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 mine. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Stephen.
Good night. This concludes our celebrity voices impersonated.